they're gonna play a mid lane alchemist. Okay, this is fine. I'm okay with this as well. The reason I'm okay with this is because Weaver is a hero that doesn't need farm. So he lanes well with the Clockwork, Hoodwink lanes well with the Sand King. Okay, this makes sense. So it's gonna be a magic damage dealing hero, but they switched things up from a thing. I don't think we thought it's gonna happen, but we were hoping that we see a core Clockwork, though not this time around.
No, well, there's always next time. We've got another probably 6 months before the next patch, so Clockwork probably finds its place somewhere. Looking at this, with the Weaver core then, what do you think the build's going to be? Is it going to be like the old Maelstrom build? Do you think he goes for a Desolator? Because we've seen, I think the last time I saw a core Weaver was when TA2K used to play. He used to still go for Lincoln Sphere. You got the Power Treads, went Lincoln Sphere first, and then he went back for like the damagey items on the Weaver. So what are you expecting here from this core Weaver?
The last time I saw a core Weaver, it was Shigetsu playing it in the Tour 2 of the Eastern European DPC. So Shigetsu did play it, I think 2 games in a row. One he won, one he lost with it. Both of the games he went for Maelstrom, if I remember correctly. I'm thinking this out of my head. Yeah, he went Maelstrom both the games. I'm not checking it, but I'm pretty sure he did. So we're gonna be seeing a Maelstrom build. I do expect a BKB to come out somewhere there. They are playing against the Enigma and the Winter Wyvern, but I think you have to be somewhat ready to run in and just not be caught by all the magical damage, because the Lash can destroy you quite a lot. But this is a game where I actually wouldn't even mind a Diffusal Blade. I don't know how great mana burning builds are actually against the Wraith King, because at level 15 he can get the Ag Shard, which actually isn't that bad, you know. It really is not. So I'm thinking that might be something that you want to go for the Weaver, but me personally, I think you go for a Maelstrom as your farming item. Because, yeah, sure, Alchemist is going to be getting most of the farm, but you still need to be out pushing the waves and stuff like that. So the Maelstrom does make much more sense. Plus, the Javelin is such a great build-up in the lane, especially with the Geminate attack.
Yeah, and I suppose the Maelstrom as well. You're going to be wanting things to deal with the Eidolons, to deal with the Wraith King Skeleton Army as well. So being able to, even when the acid spray is coming out, you know, being able to do that with the Maelstrom, just on the right-click attacks from the Weaver, being able to Sakuchi through them as well to clear those off. Yeah, I can see that. I could see, I could even see a full Malenia build coming through.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to build a Weaver. You know, I'm liking that a guy that actually plays it quite a lot is playing the Weaver. When a carry hasn't been played for a very long time, it's very hard to get the proper build set up. So you don't know what feels well. Your teammates actually don't know what feels well to play with. So you really need to be careful about itemization. We see for now that he wants to go for a Falcon Blade, which does make sense. Just a little bit more mana on the hero is always nice.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just going to be... No, it's... Yeah, 2 for 2 in terms of runes. So, looking at this line, you've got the Sand King, the Hoodwink, in the off lane here coming through. Sand King's not skilling anything up just yet. Do you think it's going to be any early points into the Burrow Strike, or are you expecting fully, like, Caustic Finale into the Sandstorm and just trying to keep up in Wraith King's face and harass him down?
I think if you get a Caustic Finale level 1 in this lane, that PuckChamp are just gonna start running at you. Yeah. So, okay, he did get it. So now he's gonna suffer because of it. He's gonna suffer so much.
Like you say, as soon as you say it, yeah, they start running at him, and Fogue is taking so much harass coming out from this. He's gonna have a couple of tangos as well as... I mean, is this his courier coming in? No, it's gonna be the Hoodwink's courier coming through with even more tangos. The headdress is like we've seen in the first couple of matches as well, that the support's all going for... In fact, let's quickly just check the items. Just going to be the one headdress, which is the least I've seen all day.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of headdresses, people just going for those. But yeah, this top lane should be very interesting. I think we should look at the other lanes until there's a complete bloodbath on the top lane. Though I have to say, you know, cybercats, understanding that the Arctic Burn is actually a very long cooldown spell. They're trying to get to level 2 before you have it again, though I don't think that's gonna be the case. So PuckChamp are again gonna start running at the Sand King before we even have a chance to discuss the other lanes.
Yeah, the Wraith Firebuster's come out to the Sand King, Arctic Burn once again. There's going to be the Acorn shot coming through from Phasor, but it looks like Fogus again. He's just taking so much harass from this. Phasor takes a couple of Arctic Burn shots there as well, and Fogus, he's pretty much, well, he's having to go through Tango's being transitory. He's going to be able to get the Burrow Strike though. Well, the Bushwhack, is this going to be enough? Not with the Cold Embrace, it's not on Krill yet. Looks like he might be safe for now. Are they going to be able to go? The Wraith Fireblast comes out once again, and Fogus just has to move himself away. Both causing this lane, just playing it safely, because, I mean, they are low on health, and they don't want to be killed off. Even the Wraith King having to use his one and only salve. The Nut Shot, though, won't connect, so Krill yet will be fine.
Cybercat's doing a really good job. You know, Hoodwink had to use all of her mana, but now the Sand King has the stun. So at least he has that mobility spell to get himself away. But while we have the Arctic Burn on cooldown, maybe we can finally look at some other lanes, and bottom lane Shigetsu actually getting a big beating there from the offlane of PuckChamp.
Yeah, and again, having to burn through this regen. He is going to be going towards a Falcon's Blade, it looks like, to start off. Just, again, helps the farming capability. Right, hear me out. Tusk, Helm of the Dominator, Hill Troll Priest with his Skeleton Army, and Tag Team.
Okay.
Just...
I heard you. I heard you. I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna comment anything. But I heard you.
Is this because I didn't laugh at your joke? Is that it? You get me back for that? Okay.
No, that's not it for sure. Either way, I would actually like to see something cool like that, but from an offlane Tusk, not from a position 4. A position 4 needs to get a blink at some point. Saving people from the epicenter stun is something that you really have to be thinking about, you know, and even jump and catch. PuckChamp, they don't have that one, so they need to have a hero that's gonna start off the fight. Unless you have perfect vision, the Winter's Curse or the Blink Black Hole aren't gonna cut it, so at some point this Tusk needs a blink. If it was an offlane Tusk, I'd get it. If you remember the offlane Tusk with the Necronomicon, the item that is out of the game for now, for good. We don't know, but it used to be a really viable build. So yeah, as an offlaner, it would make sense, but as a position 4, I think it's way too greedy.
Yeah. Are you expecting then? I mean, this Clockwork in the lane, trying to step up, to get the pulse through, trying to get some harass, but he's got to be dealing with the Malefice coming out from Malik, you know, the tag team, the Eidolon damage coming through as well. What does H2O do in this lane? You know, what is his objective, really? Because you can see the tag team coming through. It's going to be a lot of damage. Even the Ice Shard's going to be thrown out here on the Clockwork. This might actually be first blood. Uses the Fairy Fire, but one more right click kill, and Malik will pick it up. And again, as I say, it happens that the Clockwork, he can't get close on this lane to any of the opponent heroes without just taking a whole lot of damage.
The Enigma now is just way too powerful in a lane. With a melee support, like an Earth Spirit, Tusk, Tiny, whatever, the hero just crushes everything. The goal of the Clockwork is always to get in, just kind of go through the resources, the cooldowns of the enemies, and get himself out, regen up, do so, rinse and repeat in these kind of lanes. The problem is that the Weaver just cannot help him that much, because Astral and Malik are way too tanky, and more so, they do too much damage for you to be able to do any significant damage to them, and this is why it's a problem. Clock is trying to get those spells out so that the Weaver doesn't get harassed. Obviously, he did get punished, but, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world if Shigetsu is actually having a good time.
Yeah, and I like that as well. The Astral moved himself over with the Eidolons just to help secure the farm on this. He didn't want to take it for himself, but he wanted to make sure that the wave was dealt with. Oh, H2O is going to be going in with the battery, so there is going to be the Swarm as well, but the Snowball, the Cogs won't keep him trapped. As we all know, Snow beats metal cog things. But top lane, actually Ducalis is going to be in the river. Does Focus have? He has that Burrow Strike in 1 second. He might be able to connect, will be able to connect, and that looks like it's going to be the death of the Winter Wyvern.
Very nicely done, getting themselves on the board. But you saw how Tusk looked ahead there. He pulled the wave because he knew that he was going to get gone on, so the creeps were in a good position for him. Good. Of course, you can't really count on that one, but, you know, we can make stories here. What the Tusk is really good at is ganking the mid lane. Obviously, having the Enigma, you have to be there for a very long time, but Alchemist, he is level 6, but the Chemical Rage is on cooldown. So every time that's the case, Tusk missing off the map is putting pressure on Igor for sure. But still, this Alchemist is actually farming really well. Now when we look at it, 1,000 ahead of the Lashrak, of course, being the Alchemist, it's kind of normal, but that's only 1 point in Grievous Greed, so Igor has been doing a stellar job here in the mid lane for now.
Yeah, look at this in the river as well. Dukas is trying to dodge himself in and out of the Roche pit, but there is going to be the Bushwhack coming through. There's that unstable concoction. Dukas once again going to be caught out. Should be slain here.
Help
and it
is
looks
coming.
like Igor, does he want to slay this dragon as Astral? Like you say, he's going to be moving himself up. Can they do any damage? It looks like they're going to be able to chase Fezor down, skewering onto the squirrel, and that is going to be some roasted squirrels. The snowball onto Igor. Dukalis kept himself alive with 1 point into Cold Embrace as well. And the disconnect start, which, if anyone was watching Division 1 as well, I think everybody's expecting just a little bit.
Yeah, my PC today has been acting up, so that kind of showed me that I really have I have the Dota spirit in my house, right? When Dota is lagging, my PC is lagging, everything isn't working properly, and that is what a true fan should feel like right now. So yeah, they get a kill on the Hoodwink. That was a really nice move there coming out from PuckChamp, and this is what the Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace actually gives you. They create themselves enough space to go in. I don't think they can kill the Alchemist. How much mana does Young G have? This should be a Alchemist that runs away. He has phase boots. He's very hard to bring down. They do have the shards, but it's only 4 seconds with the chemical rage going on still. I think he should be able to get out. The Arctic burn is gonna expire fairly soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Wait. Pretty much written in caps, given that that is what the Eastern European Dota fans have been doing today.
Yeah, but it is worth the wait most of the time. The Hoodwink is going to get the reconnect now as well. So, I mean, you've got to be looking. The shards are going to be able to come out here. The tag team slow is going to be able to come out. You've got Leshrac. Yes, okay, he's only got 260 mana, but he's got a clarity. He's got 2 bottle charges as well. Do they want to be going even further onto this? Igor. Okay, he does get himself away now. I wanted to see them commit, but Young G just goes for the second best option is, well, if he's not going to be here, I'm going to clear out his jungle.
Then you want to check if there are any stacks, block the camps if possible, farm them up as well, and potentially leave some vision. That is what they did, leaving the vision in the triangle. Considering you're playing against the Alchemist with a Tusk plus the Lash, that is somewhere where you're gonna want to be spending your time. So with the Enigma pressuring on the bottom lane, if heroes start TPing there, you immediately start going for the Alchemist. Though look at this, they're actually targeting Young G.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to go on the Unstable Concoction. That's gonna be the Acid Spray as well. Young G, the cogs, it doesn't trap him. He gets on the other side. He's gonna be away safe. Oh, just look at him, that Disco Pony prancing himself away back to safety to cast. Even with the Cold Embrace, gonna be able to heal up Young G. And he gets the clarity out as well, so he's going to be able to come in with pretty much full mana. There is 3 heroes about from the side of PuckChamp as well. Igor, he's right up here as well. Do they want to try and engage? There's going to be the Splinter Blast coming out, but there's going to be backup here. H2O, Astral's going to be there as well as Fezor, so there's going to be a really nice long-range bushwhack here. That dragon was absolutely massive, but it looks like they want to carry on going here. Igor is going to be the target of the snowball. The Ice Shards come out now as well. H2O trying to get himself away with the cogs as well as the battery, so Igor's going to try to go straight to the roach pit, but the Furry Fire, it's not going to be able to keep him alive there. He will be taken down, and now the chase is on. But it looks like Clockwork, he's going to be... Again, he's going to be alright. Fezor even just trying to do a little bit up against Astral there with the Bushwhack. But they got the kill on the Alchemist, slowing him down. That's always a big plus here, especially when Young G can go into the jungle, find a couple of stacks like this, and try and close that gap on the net worth.
DK Focus, he found the Chalice, and this should be an easy one.
Epicenter comes out, yeah, Focus is going to find and slay the dragon. And it looks like with the Wraith Fire Blast, so they do have the reveal, the Vision comes out with the dust, yeah, so Focus, is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The skeleton's popping up, he's trying to play Ring Around the Roses. The dust wears off, he keeps himself alive. And there's no AoE spells, there's just nothing that Krilliak can do about that.
Nicely done by DK Focus, but I want to go back to that move from cybercats in the mid lane. Right now, given that at that point there were only 2 points in Diabolic Edict on the Lesh, so at that point you want to put the Hoodwink in the mid lane and just go and farm creeps in the jungle if you're the Alchemist, and then if people aren't pressuring the mid lane, you know that they're hunting your Alchemist, you go back. But cybercats, they try to make the move on the Lash. If they cripple the Lash, then PuckChamp wouldn't have anyone to make plays with, but now with that kind of a play, you actually give Lash a little bit too much. Astral, though, it decides it's better to die than to live.
I mean, instead of Cold Embrace, it's doing a little bit of
still
healing.
alive.
Igor, yeah, actually he pops the... No, he pops to the shards. He's going to be able to get himself away from this one because it's not going to be an unstable concoction. Well, it is going to be charging up now. It's just going to be a 1 second one, but it's not going to be enough damage, and there's going to be enough here to dissuade Igor from going up. He did use that, the Chemical Rage early there as well at the beginning of that fight before they found the Tusk, so that will be wearing off, and he doesn't want to overcommit there. The Bushwhack not going to be able to catch out onto Astro as well. It looks like Clockwork could have been a little bit of danger, but there's going to be the rotation over from Sakatsu to Callus. They drop the Swarm. Are they going to be able to get the kill through that Cold Embrace? They absolutely do. Sakuchi coming in clutch there, those 4 points to get the kill onto the Winter Wyvern.
What Shigetsu did in the 2 games that I watched him play the Weaver in the previous season, or in the playoffs of the Tour 2 of the Eastern European DPC, the game that they won when he was playing the Weaver, he played around the mid lane a lot. He TP'd there, he ran there, and that is exactly what he did right now. He understands that his team needs help. Again, I'm not liking that the Alchemist isn't attacking creeps. Sure, he is topping the network chart, but the supports in the mid lane, you're definitely not getting kills there without the Weaver, so the Alchemist isn't really going to help much with the unstable concoction level 1. Its damage is pretty negligible, especially when you factor in the Cold Embrace. So cybercats, I think, just leave that Alchemist in the woods, get level for your levels for your supports, and then just go and make moves with that, create space for the Alchemist. We can see that the Weaver will have the Maelstrom, so he is kind of battle ready with the Falcon Blade Wraith Band and the Maelstrom. So there is no reason to put the Alchemist away from creeps, because even though you are not killing anyone if you're a PuckChamp, if Alchemist isn't attacking creeps, you are winning. That is your goal right now for this game. Take down towers and force Alchemist to fight you, or force Alchemist to run away from you. Those are the 2 things. So PuckChamp for now been able to do it, and they are losing in terms of net worth, but it's still an Alchemist, so you're okay with this distribution of farm.
Yeah, and you can see here, you look at the Enigma, Malik's pretty much had free farm on this lane. The Weaver has been in this lane, but he's not really contested onto Malik. Malik has a kill as well to his name. The Black Hole is there, and it looks like, oh, there's going to be the hook shot coming through. They're going to be able to lock down Snowball once again, comes out. It's going to be the rotation in from Malik. He's going to try and go into this. The Walrus Punch comes out, so this could be a trade in terms of, it is going to be a trade in terms of supports. One more right click from these Eidolons. No, the Eidolons, they get cleaned up by the Sakuchi, the Swarm as well, H2O. He's going to be able to get himself away with 30 health.
Meanwhile, mid.
Phasor going to be chasing. I love that. The sharpshooter, the little boink back, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive as Krilliat just comes in and says, you know what? I love some roasted squirrels. I'm going to take him down with the Wraith Fire Blast. 1 crit right click. Oh, Malik. Okay. It's just going to be the unstable concoction, but no real follow-up there.
That was a nice play there coming out from Phasor, getting himself out of the Roche pit, you know, but out of the hands of one core into the hands of another. Oh, DK Focus, he got a blink. Do they know where he is? It seems like they don't.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get into the epicenter. Is going to go now as well, though. Shrek can get himself away from this one. He does have that hood, so it's going to be a decent amount of survivability, but it looks like they might still be able to take him down. Winter's Curse comes out. The hook shot, it misses! Oh, right close, but he just... Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Now the Black Hole comes out. It's going to be a kill onto the Weaver there as well, so they do clean up 3 heroes for 3, but... Losing the Sand King, losing the Weaver there, and Krilliat picking up a couple of those kills. Really nicely played by, if we take a look at the net worth swing, yeah, 400 gold bonus, the XP going the way of PuckChamp here as well. And they could even do a little bit more because, well, he's in piggy form at the minute, but Enigma's going to be able to move himself right down with these Eidolons towards the bottom tower. Maybe put pressure onto this tier 1. So, mid lane, what are they going to be able to do? They do take down this tier 1 tower in the mid. And Young G, how's he doing in terms of farm? Let's take a look at what he's got. I mean, net worth wise, 5.6k, so he's only a little bit behind the Alchemist. The hookshot is going to come in point blank though, so they should be able to clean this one up. I think they're able to claim this kill easily. No, the sharpshooter even misses because of the snowball, and now the 2 heroes trapped inside the coast. So there is going to be a really good pushback to keep them locked down, so they do find this kill. They don't want to chase here for Ducals as well, but Krillia on the back lines, he wants to come in on this. He does still have the reincarnation as well, so they're going to be able to get that crit onto the Sand King. They do get the kill though onto the Winter Wyvern, so it's going to be a 3-for-1 so far. Enigma, he doesn't have that black hole. He will be taken down. It's going to be a 5-man wipe, technically. Can they make it 6 because of the reincarnation? There's 3 heroes about trying to do the damage. H2O will be taken down, but the chase is on. It's going to be an unstable concoction onto the Wraith King. And Wraith King, it is going to be the full team wipe going the way of cybercats. So, I mean, that's an amazing comeback there, because you just look at that, you think, well, PuckChamp, they've got comfortably in top. You know, you're going to see the Enigma pushing down to that bottom line, and it just folds. In one team fight, that really good hookshot on the high ground, catching out two heroes, the bushwhack as well, so close to the trees, and all of a sudden, cybercats, they were just able to claim that fight.
Got it.
So, Hoodwink still going towards the Spirit Vessel as well. And, I mean, okay, so he's still going to be 200 off that, and another 1100 overall. So, it's not close, but he's being given the time, he's being given the space to pick this one up. And
yeah, that's very important. That's very important for them to give Feather that one, because you are playing against the Cold Embrace, you know. So the Kalis, he's gonna be saying people. We can see that he's maxing it out, so he understands how important it is to keep the Lesh alive. And now we see the BKB being nerfed, the Hood of Defiance or the Eternal Shroud being a bit buffed up. That the Lesh is gonna be going for that one, so he doesn't really care much about the BKB, because he knows he's gonna have magic resistance and he's gonna have physical resistance from the Winter Wyvern. Plus the lockdown potential on the side of cybercats, it is just not that great, and if they don't kill him in the first fell swoop, it's not gonna be easy unless it's a really big rundown.
yeah, and so looking at this from Krilliat as well, he's going to be going straight towards the Desolator as his first big item after the armlet. Not going to be going for a blink dagger. Is that what you... I mean, I suppose, like you were talking about earlier on, you have the Tusk that can initiate. You're going to be looking at the Enigma at some point. He's already got the blink dagger. He's already got the Spirit Vessel as well. So Malik's looking pretty cozy in terms of net worth. And so what is it you want to see? Do you think Krilliat goes back for the blink dagger afterwards, or is there another big item you think he goes for after the Desolator?
At some point, you're gonna have to go for it for sure. I think he feels like he is not gonna be running into the enemies. They've took down the bottom tier one. They've took down the mid tier one. So they don't want to run at the enemies. They want to claim an area and play there, right? You see them. They're holding the hookshot.
Oh, will they be able to get on the top lane? It looks like they've got the lockdown onto the Enigma now. Well, he drops the Midnight Pulse, but not much after that, and he will be taken down. Easy kill there for H2O.
Yeah, pretty easy one. They found him there on vision. So as I said, PuckChamp, they want to play on their vision. They don't want to be running into enemy vision. So understanding that the Raid King is like, okay, we need a damage there. No, even though we lost a big team fight, the parts of the map that we wanted to control are now in our possession. So until they have some big cooldowns like the Enigma Black Hole right now that is back on cooldown, they don't want to be invading the enemy territory. And even if they are, they want to be on the back of using the vision that they have, forcing something to happen, and then going to the other part of the map. So they're always gonna have kind of the numbers advantage before they want to play. You're gonna be seeing them playing on the bottom lane, and probably if cybercats get a few TPs there, then they're gonna be trying to make something happen. And as soon as they see the Hoodwink going through the jungle, they're gonna be going for a smoke.
Well, let's see what they want to do here. I mean, Igor, he's got himself the back line's Phasor. He'd already used that bushwhack, so he tried to interrupt that gank rotation, it looks like now. As you can see, H2O, Igor, they're going for a... I want to say a big wraparound, because the Winter Wyvern is going to be close on top of the high ground. In fact, the Bulwark comes out. It's going to be able to slow down the Clockwork. Clockwork not going to be able to get himself away from this one. Wraith Fire Blast comes out, and Clockwork has just been absolutely deleted. So, Krilliat continues to go, but again, doesn't really have that gap close. Has the two charges onto the Desolator, which isn't nice because he's only just picked that up, so every little helps there.
I actually wanted to say the Raid King, when he started going on the Hoodwink, I didn't like that, because you're just walking up the high ground, something that we've already said you don't want to be doing. But yeah, they knew that the Hoodwink was alone there. When they went for her, it kind of left the top part of the map vulnerable, so you kind of get the same effect. PuckChamp, again, you want to play around your vision. Right now they have vision everywhere, but they're not going to be going super deep away from it until they have the Raid King Blink Dagger. And I have to say, Krilliat is just farming... He's just farming super fast right now, so he's gonna have that at a decent timing. What are we looking at some of the other heroes? Is the Weaver getting a BKB? Yep, that's a full BKB done for Shigetsu. That's a pretty big one. So cybercats, I think they have been on the defensive for some time, you know, always fighting on their side of the map, but they're gonna be going on the offensive very soon.
Yeah, unless, yes, I mean, talking about going on the offensive, Krillia is going to be able to get the Wraith Fire Blast off onto the Alchemist. The shards come out now as well, blocking the
We're
Stowaway.
in trouble.
No Stowaway, denied! As it looks like they want to go even further onto this. I mean, Igor's keeping himself alive because of the Chemical Rage, but can they go even further onto this? The post strike onto the back lines. Epicenter, but the hook shot comes in. He's going to be able to trap it. He traps in the wrong hero. And now H2O, well, he will be able to get the kill onto Malik Shigetsu there, at least. Back lines, there will be the reincarnation being popped. Can they go even further with the pushback? The damage coming through onto the Wraith King. It looks like they are going to be able to pick this one up once again. Cybercats, really nice fight. And Young G, the only one to survive out. At least this time there is someone to survive to tell the tale. So, again, Cybercats turn that engagement right on its head.
The response from Cybercats has been amazing every single time in this game. Their response was insane to the moves of PuckChamp. They haven't made many of their own moves, apart from a few hookshot kills, but when the enemies are going in, they're responding really, really well. And that was the worst possible timing for PuckChamp. You know, the Weaver finishing off the BKB, and you're running in for a fight. I think now, until PuckChamp are ready with the BKB on the Enigma, that they're not going to be fighting. And that's why Cybercats, finally, they go for an aggressive move with the mid tower dead. They want to take the Roche. If that goes down, then for the next 5 minutes, you are the gods here. Oh, hookshot.
I like that as well. He hookshots in immediately, tumble his toys away from the danger there as well, while Igor, he just starts to move up. The snipe comes out from the Hoodwink as well, and H2L going to be able to claim that with the rocket. I mean, the Cold Embrace, it's good, but it traps you in place, and when you've got so much damage like that that Cybercats can put out, they just say, okay, no problem. He's going to be dead, you know, one way or the other. Spazor just using the courier to get a little bit of a D-ward going out on the cliff there as well.
And into the Roche they go again. PuckChamp, they have nothing to offer there. This is pretty big because you're gonna be kind of stronger during that BKB Enigma timing. So once the Enigma gets the BKB, PuckChamp ideally they would like to go for a big team fight. Right now it is impossible to do. So what PuckChamp need to do now is just get a blink on the Wraith King, get a blink on the Tusk, try to get a few pickoffs from those, and just never go onto the enemy territory again. You would ideally, if you want to fight, put the Wraith King in front. Once the enemies start running in, the Weaver, the Alchemist, you use the Winter's Curse and you set up for a great black hole. That is the way that you're gonna win a fight, but that is very hard to happen given that the enemies, they have better vision.
Yeah, Fogus just comes in, gets the engagement here onto the Wyvern. There was even a ward. I don't know what the Winter Wyvern was doing because the ward saw them. I think they were smoked actually, but yeah, just easy kill there. And Winter Wyvern gets deleted down for 30 seconds or however long it was. And Sanking, do you ever think that this trio here, Fogus, H2O, and Phasor, is this just how they play at the minute? Do they just keep themselves together and look for the gank potential like that while Igor as well as Shigetsu go off and farm?
Yep, Clockwork is our vision, the Sand King is our stun, and the Hoodwink is our damage. That is the way that they're playing right now. But the other ones don't need to farm right now. Igor and Shigetsu will always be in the vicinity, with Igor probably a little bit closer and the Weaver a little bit farther away, given that he's more mobile. But do they see the Lesh? Okay, Young G, he doesn't know actually how close to that he was actually. With that scan, he doesn't. Krillat.
Oh, the blink comes in, the unstable concussion, but the immediate blink out from the Wraith King, yeah, and no vision because the rocket fled the hook. Oh, that was, again, that was so close, but you can only count close. You know, it doesn't really matter how close it is if it doesn't connect.
And the Wraith King, if he wasn't bald, he definitely would be after that hook shot, you know. So it was just so close, like literally by the hair. He got himself out.
Yeah, if he was still using the default Wraith King skin there, you know, he would have connected. But thank God that he's using the skeleton. He's so thin.
Guys, lose weight. It's definitely going to be beneficial to your health. You see, the Wraith King, he literally survived because he was thinner than normal.
That's it. We're
of course,
in
that's not how Dota works.
The time of Dead King Spring, and who better than the Wraith King?
Yeah, for sure. What was Astral? Astral is like playing the bounty hunter there, just sniping couriers. The problem with the Tusk, the only way he can one-shot the courier is with the Walrus Punch, and that has a 20-second cooldown, so they immediately get him out of that one, and now he might pay with his life for what he has done.
I love that coming through from Tusk. He's dead anyway, but he sees Igor running towards him. He throws the bullwhip out onto Igor, trying to slow him
Youngji
down.
caught bottom.
Oh, I think he'll be able to do the damage. Youngji, yeah, he's going to be able to get himself away from this one. The Swarm comes through. So Youngji, they're going to be able to go with the sharpshooter now as well. The hookshot comes in, and Shigetsu will be able to claim that kill onto Youngji.
This is the thing, the PuckChamp, they cannot split push. Their lineup is not good at doing that. Their lineup is good at holding an area and just kind of forcing the enemies to go for you. The problem is when you start being this much weaker than the enemies, there's not much they can do. They're waiting for the BKB on the Enigma, and they're waiting for the Aegis to run out. That's when we're going to be seeing PuckChamp make a move, but they have to prepare the terrain for when that happens, and oh, you're not going to be allowed to do it. Look at what Igor is doing. So the way that you prepare the terrain is you outpush the side lanes, but the problem with that is you're playing against the Hoodwink and the Clockwork. Those two supports are really, really good at finding you, and when you look at the lineup of cybercats, they are very fast. The Weaver, the Sand King, the Alchemist, they're gonna be on top of you in a matter of seconds.
So, the Carlos moving around. I like the 4 stuff coming through now as well. But bottom lane, the snipe comes out, and an Enigma, well, it's an Enigma how he's going to be able to try and get this BKB up, like you say, because he was about, what was it, 2.8k, and now he's just, his gold gets reduced again. He's relying on that passive gold to get himself in there and get that one off. I mean, he was super close. He must have been about 100, 200 gold off being able to complete, but just wasn't able to buy out, and I guess he's saving for the buyback as well, because if things go wrong here for PuckChamp, it's going to be tier 2s pushing onto the tier 3s, and I assume that's why he's not bought out at least the recipe here on the Enigma.
I'm not sure. I think if you buy back on the Enigma right now, you've lost your team the game. I think that's the case, and poor PuckChamp. They're just getting absolutely obliterated.
Yeah. H2O coming in there with the Rocket Flare to snipe that. I mean, Hoodwink's supposed to be the one with the sharpshooter, but the Rocket Flare able to claim that kill for H2O. And Astral, what is he? 0, 7, and 6. That's a far cry from the Tusk that we saw this morning.
Man, the PuckChamp, you know, from before TI, there were teams, the VP, Spirit, and then PuckChamp was kind of up there, top 4 in the Division 1. Now they drop down to Division 2, and here they're getting owned by cybercats. Some of these guys, you know, people haven't heard of them. They have been in the scene, in the tier 2 scene for some time, but people don't know these guys, and they're destroying PuckChamp, to be honest. Like, they did everything right apart from a few aggressive moves in the early game. You know, the Alchemist dying, and maybe Alchemist being chased away, not hitting creeps when he should. Other than that, cybercats have done everything right in this game. Their responses to PuckChamp have been amazing. And finally, BKB on the Enigma is there. PuckChamp, they only have 1 outer tower. They have to play around it. Again, their lineup, they need to hold their ground. If they're running towards the enemies and they expose the Enigma, expose the Winter Wyvern, they're just gonna be in such a bad spot because they'll be under enemy vision, and then you've already lost the fight. So let's see how they approach it. Look at it. They are hiding behind the Lash the best possible way, but here comes the Rocket Flare.
Yeah, and again, just scouting over, there is going to be the 4-man smoke coming through. Like you say, Youngji acting as a little bit of bait there. Igor gets himself a double damager in, and they're going to be able to find H2O, but can they get the kill off before everything comes in from the side of Cybercats?
They found the Wyvern.
Astral's going to go down. There's going to be the Ulcept here onto the Sand King. Sand King, what can he do? Does still have that epicenter. Smiley's going to be using that BKB just to get that TP out. It looks like no. Gets himself back in. The Black Hole comes out onto the Alchemist, but the Bushrock's going to be there as well. Hookshot comes through. They didn't even deal with the Alchemist. The epicenter, that is going to be a 5-man wipe. Cybercats absolutely cleaning up here. That reincarnation, make it 6, and that's going to be tier 2s. I mean, you look at the heroes that they've got left. Okay, the buyback can come through from the Wraith King, from the Leshrac, but what does that actually do for PuckChamp? They're just going to go for the double damage run's still here for the Alchemist as well. It is about to wear off as that fortification goes, but this is going to be a tier 3, probably a lane of racks here as well for the side of Cybercats.
This is gonna be game for the side of cybercats because PuckChamp, they don't have a black hole. The reason they went for that play, I think they understood there what their lineup is good at, but they also understood that if they lose the next Roche free, that they have lost this game. So that's why they went for a smoke that they were like 99% sure that they are not gonna be doing anything with. Even though you get a jump on the enemies, you kill a hero, there's nothing that you can do. There's literally nothing that you can do if the enemies aren't running towards you. So the second that PuckChamp started losing this game heavily, I think it was an easy job for cybercats. The only way they could throw it away is if they would just run towards their enemies like madmen into an area that they don't have vision. But why the hell would you do that? You know that you're farming faster with the alchemist. So now you go back, you take the Roche, and at that point PuckChamp are gonna be helpless. Lucky for them, Roche in a minute, black hole. Okay, not lucky for them. So there's gonna be a 30 seconds uptime of the Roche where there's no black hole, and that should seal the deal. So PuckChamp, I think you go for a last smoke. You just try to fight because there's nothing else left in the tank.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of all the ways that they could pull this off. I mean, because the Alchemist, there's going to be the blinking again. Raw, such a good double burrow strike there as well. The hook shot comes through, but the snowball will be there. The epicenter once again going to be channeled, and there's going to be 2 heroes stuck here. That's going to be the kill onto Youngji, and they can go into Astral now as well. It's 3 heroes down. Can they make it another team wipe as Ego coming through with the unstable concoction once again? Going to be able to throw that one out before the Wraith Fire Blast can come back in response, and this is going to be another death here for the Wraith King at the epicenter once again. Did he not get that for the first time? As it looks like he come through the burrow strike. This is just over. This is, I mean, I don't know how much worse that could have got. At least he got 12 kills on the board there, but cybercats absolutely spanked PuckChamp in that match. I think Hurry Freak's trying to give us some really good game summary, but in fact he does have himself muted, so it's okay. There's technical issues all over. Yeah, nobody's safe from the tech issues today. So guys, that is going to be game number 1. It's okay, Harry. We're just going to move on. In fact, the sooner we move on, the better probably here for PuckChamp, as they want to forget this match. So we are going to be taking a quick 10-15 minute break, guys. We'll be back with game number 2 of Cybercats versus PuckChamp right after this. Stick around, because seriously, if Cybercats coming through the open, the closed quals, you know, look this good, I'm dying to see what they can play out in game number 2. So we'll see you in about 10-15 minutes.
computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay, let's just get straight back into it as we need to get the draft actually up. So, that last game, Hurry, I think you had some thoughts that we didn't get to hear. Do you want to drop them on us now?
Oh, no problem, no problem. Since Dota is, as we mentioned, lagging today, you know, the casters are allowed to do as well. Well, and give their thoughts a little bit later. Well, what I wanted to say at the end of the game was basically, you know, I liked in the end that PuckChamp did decide to just get out of the base and try to do something, right? There was almost no chance for them to do anything in that game, but just waiting inside of the base feels bad. You want to lose that game earlier, or at least use that like 0.1% that you have to fight until that 0.1 becomes actually 0%. So that is the last thoughts I kind of have. All of those before we did give them, you know, cybercats. They played a hell of a game, though I have to say PuckChamp, they gave a little bit too much. They were aggressive, but maybe not in a way that they should have been. And as I said, hold the area, wait, and then fight. And a few times, or mainly that fight when they lost 5 heroes, they went a little bit too deep. And you could see a few of those situations in the game where they had tendencies to go to the part of the map they actually did not control.
Yeah, and so moving into this one, PuckChamp just want the fresh start. You know, they want to reset mentally. Cybercats, obviously, they want to keep that momentum going. It's weird to see coming into this, like, IO, of course, IO is banned, because IO always gets banned, especially now that you need to concentrate on the regen as a support, so I can see IO being doubly banned coming into this patch. But it's weird that the first phases that you were seeing in the last patch, literally yesterday, the Kothals, the Pugners coming through, heroes like that are just now. Visage is another one that, you know, it's a bit of a specialty ban, but now seeing the Weavers from that last game, the Alchemist being banned out there as well, Monkey King being removed, it's just weird, because it wasn't a massive patch, patch D last night, but it still shifted it in terms of the series that we saw this morning, the series that we're looking at now. And do you see the... Because we've got the Doom, the Enigma, the Channel, the Beastmaster coming through. The Pugner's still got to be pretty important, right, when it comes in terms of regen, even though the level 6 is when you start to get the... Obviously, you get the Drain, you can put it back into your heroes, but that's still a really important spell, right? It's not just falling off the map.
Well, you know, coming back to your thing, the patch has changed, but you know, nothing massively. Again, people are trying to somewhat experiment. You know, you're going with some of the heroes that worked in the previous meta and implementing something that you think is gonna help you deal with some of the issues of the patch, like the Chen comes out, you know, like the Wisp would be amazing. The bans from PuckChamp right now, I think they are literally pointed at cybercats. DK Focus plays a lot of Visage. They tease them, we could say, with the Alchemist. You know, when you don't feel too comfortable with playing against that hero, it can always catch you off guard at the start of the meta. And Weaver is something I think I've exclusively seen Shigetsu play on the carry role for a very long time. That puts it at pubs and competitive games alike. So I think PuckChamp are just targeting cybercats completely, and I kind of like what they have. They have strong lanes and they have strong push. Whereas on the other hand, cybercats, they are somewhat greedy. That greed will get kind of turned around a bit with the Grimstroke Ember Spirit, which do allow them to fight a little bit early on.
And So looking at this lineup from PuckChamp now, they've got the Chaos Knight come through. They've got the Chen and the Beastmaster. That's a hell. That is so. I'm pretty scared that my computer will actually die if the Phantasms go. The Chen army coming through, the Beastmaster with his creep army coming through. What is it? The Cybercats? Are they going to be looking for? Because I suppose the Enigma can do a little bit. You've got the Doom with the Scorched Earth that's going to be doing a lot of clearing. But who's going to be doing the heavy lifting here? Just clearing up all these extra illusions and creeps and everything that PuckChamp are going to be bringing into this game.
Well, you picked the Grimstroke, which is amazing at doing that. The Stroke of Fate, it wouldn't even surprise me if he maxes it out this game. Something that you don't see too often, but from time to time, Grimstrokes do opt for that one. And you, of course, the Ember Spirit. I think this is a game where you cannot skip the Maelstrom. So many units, there's going to be so much lightning flying around. So I think it's PuckChamp. You have one hero that you have to catch out in the early mid game, and that's the Ember Spirit. Once he gets the Maelstrom, you are going to be in trouble. So I would target him in the laning phase a bit. Keeper of the Light, not the best hero actually to shut people down in the mid lane, though. To be honest, I'd actually like to see PuckChamp play a mid Rubik in this game in particular, and put the Keeper of the Light with the Beastmaster, because Rubik and the Beastmaster can be a lane that you can exploit. They are really good at running you down, but when you run towards them, they're not that great, especially against magical damage that the Grimstroke gives. So I would rather see a mid lane Rubik, and we know that Thompson has been spamming it a lot, so it is not unheard of.
Yeah, and Cybercats, we go through this draft really quickly as they go for
Choose your hero.
Bloodseeker. I'll give you 10-1 odds that we don't see the Scepter in this game.
Okay.
Good odds, if you want to take it. But yeah, so looking at this lineup here now as well, Cybercats coming through with Shigetsu on this Bloodseeker. How is that going to play up? What are you trying to... Is this going to be another Maelstrom kind of build for Shigetsu coming through? You talked about it for Igor on the Ember Spirit, but does the Bloodseeker want to go towards that item as well, or is there something else that you want to see the Bloodseeker go towards with this pickup here for Cybercats?
Maelstrom BKB, that is a no-brainer. After that, then we can discuss like what the item is best. Are you gonna get Shard? Are you gonna get Scotty? Are you gonna get Basher? Where are you gonna take it? But the Maelstrom into a BKB, I think that is not debatable. The reason I like the Bloodseeker, in a sense, okay, you're good at dealing with the Keeper of the Light. You just rupture him. The hero is very good at running around. Suddenly he can't do it, so he's gonna be in trouble. PuckChamp did opt to put the Keeper of the Light in the mid lane, which, yeah, he farms a lot, but it means that it is a free farm lane for the Ember Spirit as well, who is a problem here for PuckChamp. Yeah, the Seeker, you can deal with him well. I'm not the biggest fan of the hero. I mean, I love the hero, the Bloodseeker in particular, but I'm not the biggest fan of it because one misstep can completely destroy you. You cannot die with this hero. He doesn't come back too well in the game. And one bad move, you get stunned up and burst it down. And PuckChamp, they have exactly that. Even when you get the BKB Roar into a CK Illusions, if they catch you, you're just dead. So that's why I'm just not super stoked on this Seeker, but spamming out the Blood Right when defending the towers might be good enough. Though, as I said, I just don't like the Coddle in the mid lane in this game in particular. The Ember Spirit is gonna have the freest lane ever, and then this quote unquote greed from the side of Cybercats. It can be punished by the.
Prepare for battle.
It might not be punished because Ember Spirit will be getting those early items. So that's why I'm just not the biggest fan of the Coddle. I think it gives a free lane to the other mid laner as well, even if you farm better. And the Ember is kind of a hero that doesn't care if the Coddle has a lot of farm because he's still gonna be a nuisance to him.
Yeah, and so Krillia, how hard did the Chaos Knight get hit with the nerf bat in the last patch? I'm trying to think. It was just a rework on the damage of Chaos Bolt, right?
And the lifesteal of Chaos Strike.
Right.
So
okay,
it got changed. It was reduced a little bit. So well, you know, all of those nerfs help, but it's not that it's gonna make the hero that much weaker. It's that sometimes when you feel as a CK, okay, I can kill this guy now in a second, that you might not be able to do it, or now I'm gonna heal up enough with just one crit, and that might not happen. Those things can have big implications in the game. Sometimes they're gonna be completely irrelevant. Sometimes they're gonna impact the game so much. So I think that it was a needed nerf, given that the hero was too strong. But some games we might not even feel it. So let's just see this one, how it pans out.
Yeah, and Astral H2O going to be trading a few hits here in the river, but it looks like, again, should just be even here on the bounties, which, yeah, it will be. And coming through onto this lane, so talking a little bit there about...
Just a second there, Rob. Did you see what Igor just did?
I didn't. What did he do?
Oh, he took the rune with the sleight of fist. You know, we rarely see that. That's why it was a 2-for-2 rune, because the CK was coming towards the bounty, and he went with the sleight of fist and picked up the rune. So very nicely done. I kind of feel like we don't see that too often, so it was very important to highlight that Igor did a pretty decent job there.
Okay, well, crack out your Tito's, because I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the only thing I miss in this match, with the current observing tools being a little bit not working. New patch, new problems, am I right?
I'm seeing everything I want to.
Fair enough. So yeah, looking at this in the mid lane here, so the Ember Spirit going for that Sleight of Fist first and not going to go for the Flame Guard. Is that going to be the build? Then do you go for the points in the Syrian Chains to try and get on top of Young G, or you know, do you want to be going for like level 2-3 now? Do you go back for that Flame Guard?
I would want him to go for 2 points in Flame Guard. You just don't farm fast enough without it, and yeah, he gets it. The problem, of course, against the Illuminate is that he can burst through it. Even when you have it level 2, with just level 2 Illuminate, he can do it. So that is a bit of an issue for Igor, but I think, you know, you want to have the Flame Guard to be able to get the small camp to the side. If you're not getting the small camp, the Keeper of the Light might get it himself. So that is the reason you want to have at least 2 points in Flame Guard there, because it's too much if the Coddle is farming the lane and the 2 small camps as well.
And just looking around.
What did you learn?
So everybody's paused. We're getting the tips as well. H2O, he shouldn't be in any trouble because there's no telekinesis up for the Rubik's, so it's just gonna be, yeah, there's no lift. The Fade Bolt's already been used. H2O, even when he reconnects you, he should be able to get him back into a safe place. There's just looking. That's the other thing as well. When the game's paused, you can't see the boundaries for the camps. So just seeing if the blocks on this second sentry here in the top lane, if that does actually block into that. I think it does. I think those trees are just in line with the boundary for that big camp, the big neutral camp, to get that block off.
Yeah, it does block. You can the thing that you should always get is some kind of a measure. You see this tree, the one to the one with the red leaves, you know, a little bit on top of it. When you put it, it's the boundary where you can put the sentry, hide it from the enemies. That's where people usually put it. So that should be kind of a marker for you, because it's a place people usually do use the ward on. And you can also see that it is H2O's ward, and it would be really weird if he would have missed that block. But I'm 99% sure that does block the camp, and the creeps are not going to be spawning for now. You know, PuckChamp, I think they feel like they have a weaker lane. So especially if the enemies get level 2 first, so you want to push out as much as possible, get level 2 first, which is something that they managed to do on Malik. They're going to be doing that on Rubik, and they were expecting to pull. Of course, not everything is going to go your way, so the side of cybercats will be blocking the camp, so none of those pulls at least will be coming out.
Yeah, and we've kind of been spoiled by the markers and the hitboxes that come out on the map now. Remember when you had to, like, in the offlane, it's the third bush from the left on the lane, that's where you want to, you know, that's the tower's limit, stuff like that. But there, yeah, so it did block in. The D-ward came out just before this camp was going to spawn, so Astral gets that D-ward off.
You know, I wouldn't say we got spoiled. It used to be that Valve would put in new hitboxes every single time, and then you're, why doesn't this block? And then finally, okay, guys, we're just gonna put a marker because it's just not fair. You're blocking, and at some point you could, why doesn't it block? Then they change it again in the smaller patch. I remember those days, and it was really, really annoying. So this is something I think should be in the game. The top lane.
Are they going to be able to make the move? They're going to be able to get the stun onto the Beastmaster. Telekinesis comes up, though. It's going to be a really nice drag back there onto the Grimstroke and Astral. Looks like he's going to try and pull back onto these creeps, but he's going to be taking a whole lot of damage through it now as well. And it looks like Shigetsu, one more right click. Is it going to be enough? No, the Fairy Fire goes up, but he's chasing into the trees. It looks like now one more right click should be enough. And the tips come through. Shigetsu picks up the first blood in this lane. H2O is going to be careful here because the boar, I like that from Shigetsu. He goes back, he deals with the boar as well. So H2O, even if he goes down to the creeps, he's not going to be giving up a kill to the Beastmaster and its boar. Shigetsu cleaning that one up. So, yeah, really, really well played there. And Shigetsu, the Bloodseeker starting off with 3 slippers of agility. Just for, I guess, quick stats in the lane.
Yeah, it's for the last hits. It's definitely for the last hits. You want the boars to die fast, and you want the creeps to be dying even faster, considering that you want to heal up with the thirst. I'm liking how cybercats play that lanes. PuckChamp, they did a good job at pushing in. The problem was that Rubik lost his mana, and not having the mana, it just made it so easy for the side of cybercats to run him down. Now the boars are level 2, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. But if you get low, make no mistake, the Seeker will have enough movement speed to get on top of you.
I like this as well from the Bloodseeker. Just throwing out Shigetsu, throwing out those blood rights. Oh, Krilliat gets a kill into Phaser on the bottom lane. I wasn't paying attention because Ducalis was in the jungle. It looks like he was looking to maybe find a creep, get a pull off, or get some stacks going. So I thought, this bottom lane, it won't be super aggressive. But yeah, Ducalis rotates over and immediately finds a kill here. As he looks like, is he going to be able to get the pull? There's nothing blocking it, so he should be able to get the pull. I like that as well, that he pulls it into... I mean, he's got this one blocked by the ward anyway, so this big camp's going to be blocked out. And Cybercat's not going to be able to pull this lane through, but yeah, you have the Eidolons really that could, you know, you don't want to be pulling this lane away. You put the Eidolons in, they're going to be putting pressure and putting the creeps underneath the tower, so it's going to be trickier for Krilliat to get the last hits on those.
Okay, so I expected Igor to have a bit more in this lane. I understand that the Keeper of the Light is farming super fast. It is a Radiant side Keeper of the Light, so he does farm really fast. But still, I would expect Igor to always clear his small camp and still keep himself somewhat relevant. But this is a big difference, 38 and 6 to 26 and 2. Usually when you're a melee hero with 70 damage like the Ember Spirit has, you should be able to get a bit more. Ooh, Shigetsu gets another one on the top lane, and this is just the strength of the Grimstroke Bloodseeker. I guess one of the reasons that you picked the Bloodseeker here was also to do well against the Beastmaster in the lane, because the Seeker really does not care during the laning stage against the Beast.
Yeah, and I like this on the bottom lane as well from Phasor. He's taking an early point into the Infernal Blade up against the Chaos Knight, just having that percentage health damage coming through from, again, it's only 1%, but it's still an extra bit of damage on top of the CK. As well as the spell, so he's picking up the mana burn, so Krilliat's really never going to be able to throw out the Reality Rifts or the Chaos Bolts or anything like that. It's just, it's very harassy from Phasor without having to like focus on the health as the harass, if that makes sense. You know, you're just being an absolute pain in the arse up against the Seeker.
He is I mean, this is the classic way you're gonna play any melee hero. Try to be annoying with the Enigma. Try to be annoying and allow the Enigma to do its job. We saw in the previous game that the hero is very strong in lane. Of course, against the CK, it's not gonna be as powerful. But oh, Ducalis in the river.
He's gonna get caught out. He tries to run, but there was a remnant down, so it's gonna be another remnant coming through from the Ember Spirit. Slight Fist comes through. Igor, even with the Invis Rune in his bottle, you know, he picks up. So he gets the Invis Rune and he picks up a kill onto the Chen there. And I was really surprised at Ducalis with that remnant being down. That Ducalis carried on running in that direction, but I think he was still being chased down. Phasor was catching up to him as well. The Ghost trying to get the slow off there on the Chen onto Phasor from that Ghost, but it just wasn't enough with the Scorched Earth to come through, and Phasor with a really nice assist there up against the Chen, and now the Infernal Blade comes out. It's Krilliat. Krilliat, though, does he want to try and turn around? He's going to the rotation and for Focus. Focus can go with the Malefice here onto Krilliat. Krilliat going to be taking a lot of harass damage to the Scorched Earth. The Body Block's coming through now as well. The Eidolons. Krilliat, is he going to go down on this? There might be one more round, but no, the Fairy Fire and the Salve. It keeps Chaos Knight going in the trees for now, but alive nonetheless.
That gave the movement speed to Shigetsu there for a second, and he's gonna go now for the Rubik. But nice lift coming out from Astral on the bottom lane. The action still isn't done.
Yeah, and well, I mean, look at it. The Doom, he's taken some harass. What's he building? It's gonna be the regen boots coming out for Phasor here. I like that. Just the extra move speed on top as well. So you're always gonna be able to get on top of like Decalis and chase him down with the Scorched Earth. You're gonna be able to regen up again. Regen is the name of the game at the minute in the patch.
Yeah, that is the case. Also, he has the as you mentioned, the mana burn creep, so the mana will always be there for him with the mana aura. That's pretty much how much the level 4 CM aura gives you. So it is quite a lot for him in Enigma, especially with the arcane boots being there. They can spam the spells constantly and just be a nuisance to the CK. And this hero doesn't. You know, not a lot of heroes can be a nuisance to the Chaos Knight himself. He has proven that so many games on the major, and even here at the start of the DPC, the hero is just looking still amazing in both the safe lane and off lane scenarios. Mid lane though, Igor.
Oh, is it
They're
going to
trying
happen
to prevent
again?
him from getting runes.
Yeah, Igor just comes down once again. It's deja vu. And Ducalis not going to be able to get away. The second round gets dropped there from Igor. He even drops in the tip. Just to be polite, I mean, he's killed him off twice, so he may as well be on the top lane. Are they going to be able to get it before the TP was? Nope. TP does get him out there. The Beastmaster will be safe, but Astral will be chased down. The damage Shigetsu, does he want to try and turn around? The Rupture comes out. They're already going to be taking down the Grimstroke, but Astral turns around. There's going to be the soul bind on Shigetsu. Is that going to be able to get the slow off? Because it looks like that with the telekinesis to tower, it looks like the blood right. Does it pop him? It doesn't. And he is going to give up his life here to Young G.
Okay, Young G, he gets that one. I'm curious to see what he's gonna go for. Is it gonna be the Spirit Vessel build here? Yep, he buys the Iron playing against the Seeker. The Spirit Vessel does make sense. You know, you don't want him healing to like half of his HP inside of a team fight just because a hero died. So that's gonna be quite nice. Young G doing job in this one. Both of the mid laners doing quite well for themselves. Still, I think that I'm still not liking the Coddle pick. He farmed the mid lane well. He did well against the Ember Spirit in lane, but with Igor getting a few kills, he's still gonna be a bigger problem than the Coddle in this game, unless Young G just continues to bully the Bloodseeker on top.
Yeah, the Raw into the Boots of Travel here now as well. There is going to be the Blood Right being dropped, so Malik's going to take some harass, but they clean up the Bloodseeker, no issues whatsoever. The smoke will break. Grimstroke, do they want to turn this around? Young G, there's going to be the TP in from the Doom now as well. The Doom, not level 6 you said. It's going to be the double slight fist here and Ched's coming through, but the Blinding Light comes out now as well. Do they have enough with the Remnant to take down this call? They will be able to take him down. Astral, slight fist once again. Igor with the double kill. Malik will get the kill onto the Grimstroke on the back lines, but that's still a really nice double kill, as well as picking up the bonus gold there from the Keeper of Light here for Igor.
Man, I think H2O is gonna be eating some pork after this game, like just to assert dominance, because these pigs are definitely destroying him here. You know, just cook them really good. I'd get super annoyed if I was him. But here we see why the Ember Spirit is such a big problem for the Keeper of the Light. You know, even when the Keeper of the Light does get a Spirit Vessel, he's not gonna survive a play like that from the Ember. Sleight of Fist chains from afar, you cannot stop that, and just Remnant in with the Inkswell, that's enough to kill you. It just goes to show how vulnerable this hero is against any spirit, but Ember and the Storm Spirit are the heroes that really kind of bully the Keeper of Light. We'll see if he tends to get a BKB at some point, or maybe a Lotus Orb. Something to remove the chains is needed for this Keeper of Light, and Igor just continuing his rampage across the map.
The friendly Wild Wing Ripper, he gets that. The Tornado push away onto Ducalis while he was locked down by the Syrian chains, but Igor, does he want to try and dive in here? The Flame Guard comes out. Ducalis, slight fist, he's still going to be slowed down. There's going to be the Solar Band as well as that damage coming through from the Illuminate. So Igor, he's slowed to a crawl. And it looks like both the Chen and the Keeper of Light are going to be able to just giddy up and get out of there. But it was going to, underneath it, was that Remnant coming through from Igor? Does he want to go for the dive here once again? Well, it's going to be the Inkswell coming through. Ducalis, he will be taken care of this time. Won't be able to get himself out. He stopped underneath. This was a really nice Dire Ward. Saw the Chen, and he just wasn't able to get away from it. And Igor, does he want to continue his chase here? Onto the Keeper like Young G, though, in the trees, hiding himself away.
So, PuckChamp, what's the play to stop this Ember? You can't kill him with the Beastmaster. That's the case. So probably you wanna force the Ember to go towards the top or towards the mid lane. I don't think the Beastmaster wants to get away from the top lane. The farthest he will go is towards the mid lane tower to potentially push it. That's when you wanna catch the Ember Spirit. So if I was this Keeper of the Light, I'd play around the Beastmaster if I was in any kind of a aggressive position, because you're gonna be needing that roar to actually deal with the Ember. As soon as the roar is down, Igor can do whatever he wants. So PuckChamp now, they have one problem, is the Ember Spirit. The Bloodseeker is not gonna be coming online for a very, very long time. So this needs to be dealt with, and very, very soon. But yeah, it's just too tough.
Yeah, you
Top
see
lane,
the
though?
TP up, and in fact, Fogus, he's about 10 gold away from having that Blink Dagger. You can see Malik. It looks like it's going to be the Hammer the Overload once again. You're working towards that, Vlads. So he's going to be picking that up, but it's going to be a little bit of time before he's going to be able to get this. He's going to be able to get the kill onto Astral. Astral will go down. Fogus picks that one up. So it doesn't really matter what spell he stole, because cybercats stole his life.
But still, the Doom was used onto the Beastmaster, and he just walks away. He does have the boot, something that the Beastmasters sometimes tend to skip completely, but luckily for him, he does buy it, because good footwear will help you in bad situations, and that's where he was found there. Still, PuckChamp, they push the tower. This death on the Rubik, it's really not gonna mean much. He was there pretty much to protect Beastmaster. Nothing he could do overall. But you know, as you mentioned, the Enigma has the blink right now. With Igor being as strong as he is, it is time for them to be aggressive. PuckChamp need to be controlling the top part of the map a little bit more. So it's the good thing for cybercats is that they did push the Beastmaster out of that top part of the map, because if he's controlling the top tower, tier 2 might fall pretty easily, and you have a straight line towards the mid lane tower. So that's why cybercats right now, they are trying to control the top lane.
Well, the bottom line, there is going to be the spirit. I think that's
Rupture.
the kill into this. Yeah, the double rupture does come through because of the soulbind, and they can go even further. The midnight pulse has been dropped. He's not going to be able to get in range here for that black hole though. So Ducalis as well as a keeper of the light. Mid lane. Krillya, is he going to be able to go into the Doom? Is it going to be enough now? Is it phase out? Looks like he's going to be able to get himself away with the Scorched Earth. Does he want to try and turn himself around? Get back into this Igor. He's got himself no remnants left, so he's not going to be able to dive behind that tier 1 and get himself out safely if he does. So he just chooses to back himself away.
No remnants on the Ember. He had to be careful. You could see when, even with the double rupture, if there is no Ember Spirit for the side of cybercats, they cannot deal with the Coddle. He's just way too fast. He's not that tanky, but just way too fast. They can't get on top of him. So that is something that the cybercats have to keep in mind. If we see the Coddle and we don't have the Ember there, just don't bother. Maybe a blink black hole can help, but playing against the Rubik, it's always gonna be dangerous to make a move like that. So we'll see what cybercats will do, but still, Igor chase down the keeper, and we can see how Young G is playing defensively until he can buy the BKB. That's gonna be his go time. Top lane though, Malik looking very much dead.
Speaking about go time, there is going to be Inkswell coming through with this Remnant jump in. They're going to be able to get the Sleight of Fist off. The damage coming through onto Malik. Malik, he's just trying to do his best to keep himself alive. The Roar even comes through, so that's going to drop the Remnant, but H2O, do they want to dive? Nah, Sleight of Fist comes out. They're going to be able to claim that kill, and Malik gets taken down dead for 30 seconds. But like I said, the tier 2 tower does go down, so he gets something out of that before he dies. Even if it's just the perceived map control that they can get from that, with that tier 2 tower being down, and the opening then of the chance to get the outpost, you know, take that Roche control away from cybercats.
Yeah, they understand on the side of PuckChamp that they don't want to be giving the Keeper of the Light kills right now. So they're okay giving away a support, giving away even the offlaner if it's on the enemy part of the map. Dying on the enemy part of the map, much better. There's much bigger committal. cybercats, even with the wards on the top lane, they weren't able to protect their tower. So that's quite big. With that top lane now pushing in, you're always going to have to send heroes there, which opens up the mid lane as well, pretty much at the time where the Keeper of the Light will be finishing off his BKB. So that's actually quite big. And you can see they smoke the keeper, and he's like, "Nope. Do you see my BKB? Well, until you see it, I don't want to be part of the fun."
Yeah, and Chaos Knight, he's actually going to be going towards an Echo Saber. It looks like there is going to be the Chaos Bolt connecting it onto the Ember Spirit, but he can just back himself away. He had a Remnant Sigh in the river, though. Yeah, bottom Rune Spawn in the river for Igor. And there was no way for anybody to... Well, I suppose they could walk, but they wouldn't have been able to get there in time if he did jump away. Meanwhile, Rubik, oh, he has to be careful here. It's going to be the select. Inkswell comes out now as well, and they've got the lockdown. They've got the kill onto Astral. Say bye-bye, because 0, 6, and 4 on this Rubik already. Just really not having the impact they want. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, there's going to be the Doom. Even the cute Tumblr's toy here from Phasor, just to chase down with the Scorched Earth. It should be able to get the kill onto the Chen. Yeah, one more. Doesn't even need the right click, and Doom will pick it up.
You know, riding a crocodile, definitely not the best of mounts to find for a Chen.
Have you not seen the videos of crocodiles on land? They can motor when they need to. They are genuinely, as long as, right, okay, so as long as they're running in a straight line. If you ever need to run away from a crocodile, or is it an alligator, I'm not sure. But anyway, you run, you know, zigzag pattern. But yeah, if you're running in a straight line, those things will get you. Speaking about getting them, H2O going to be taken down by Astral, so he gets a little bit of revenge though.
I have another here, a good tip for people. Don't get into a position where you have to run away from a crocodile. And at that point, you're probably in so deep enemy territory, if we can call it like that, that something else might eat you while you're running in zigzag away from it. You know, so I'd suggest not to put yourself in that kind of situations. But still, nice to know. Some of you learn something every day. Still, PuckChamp with the top lane constantly being pushed in, as we mentioned, the mid lane tower does get open for them. They have the shard on the Chen. They're gonna have the Helm of the Overlord fairly soon on the Beastmaster. It's being delivered right now, so it's gonna be a lot of things to deal with. And the Grimstroke, only 1 point in Stroke of Faith, so you can't really outpush. That is something that I'm not liking coming out from H2O. I wanted to see more points in Stroke of Faith. It definitely would have helped them protect some of these towers. Maybe him and him alone could have done it a few times.
Let's go with the rotation down to Kalis. Like you say, he's got that mechanism as well, carrying that salve just in case. But there is going to be the smoke rotation from Cybercats. The Remnant gets dropped here from Igor. He's going to be able to get the vision off, maybe to go on to Kalis. Kalis just running himself away. Slight Fist comes out just inside to check the Roche pit, but it looks like, yeah, everybody on the side of PuckChamp. You can even see the call. He's pushing out. He's got the boots of travel if he needs to get into the fight, but he's already moving down towards to push this bottom lane out to try and get some lane pressure down. Maybe try and force a rotation for Cybercats, so PuckChamp have a chance to move in and take that rush.
Okay, so there is a timing now for the side of Cybercats when they have their items, BKB on the Seeker, Blink on the Enigma. They're pretty much ready to fight. The problem here is that there is such a big chance for both teams to play these fights perfectly. You know, Cybercats, double Doom, double Rupture, a big black hole, all of those things can be great. But there's also so much chances for a steal, for a good steal from the Rubik. A black hole comes out, a Doom comes out, and suddenly you turn a fight around with that. So why do PuckChamp have such a big advantage in this game? They took down towers and they have a Beastmaster. So you have superior vision, and it comes down to team fight. The one who gets the better jump is going to be the one that wins the game, and the ones that are actually in a better position to have that jump are the side of PuckChamp just because of superior vision. You can see how Cybercats right now, they're hesitant to go anywhere. They're moving towards the top lane only with the smoke, and that is going to open up the Roche at some point for the side of PuckChamp.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Igor, he's not even around. He does have the outpost that he can TP to if he needs to. I'm trying to see. He's even going to TP up now. Okay, so he shows he's going to drop the illusions to push out this bottom lane, and then he instantly moves back for the rest of his team. So it looks like sooner or later this Roche fight is going to happen, and Cybercats, they are gearing up for it. But like you say, the Hawks coming out, they're trying to spot out with the Eidolons coming through into the pit, but the Hawks, just given this vision, going to be able to see it. Well, there's going to be wards down onto the higher ground, so they are grouping up as 4. Do they want to go? I mean, the Chan's away. They're keeping the lights away here now as well. So if they were going to go, now is the time from the side of Cybercats. But they don't know that the side of PuckChamp are split up.
It's tough, you know. That is the thing, that PuckChamp have kind of all the info in the world, and they can go for this Roche very slowly, and Cybercats just don't have that one. That's why they're building a Linken's on the Ember. You know, it is a great Linken's game, but it also allows you to run into enemy territory. As soon as your Linken's gets broken, you get yourself out. So now the lanes are outpushed, and PuckChamp are finally trying to make their move, though. When you're running into enemy vision, even when smoked, it could turn out bad for you because, as we mentioned, cybercats, they're at their timings. They have the double blink on the Enigma and the Doom. They have the BKB on the Seeker. They are battle ready, and this move from PuckChamp, it needs to catch them by surprise. Shigetsu would be a perfect target just to destroy immediately.
Oh, the Centaur Stomp comes through. Bloodseeker, is he going to be able to go? He gets that BKB up, and there's going to be a big black hole. Catches 3 of them with a Blood Right coming through as well. The Rupture is going to be able to play 3 of them. Can they make it even more as he chases down onto Decalis? Decalis, he is going to be the target, and yeah, the high fives coming through. So being taunted, the tips coming through for Focus as well to say that was such a great black hole. That just won them the entire fight, and now it just opens up. Look at the 3 heroes with that buyback on the side of PuckChamp, and Doom, he's just going to be coming up. He's not got himself any wards. He's just going to be able to walk himself up onto the high ground and say, well, what are you going to do? Because he's going to be able to sit here in case there's any rotations from the Rubiks, from the Keeper of the Light, who thinks he might be able to snatch with an Illuminate onto this Roshan. And now, with 5 heroes alive, yeah, they just moved themselves into the pit. And PuckChamp, that was such... I get the idea behind the smoke, but like you say, the blink came in, he caught 3 in the black hole, the BKB for Shigetsu came off. As soon as that telekinesis wore off, there was no follow-up stun, and cybercats able to turn that on its head.
I actually don't believe that PuckChamp went for that one. It is a good time to smoke by all the parameters. We have good vision around the map. We know where the lanes are. We know where our enemies are, and we feel like we're strong enough. So, just a second. Doom on the Keeper of the Light. Yes, BKB not gonna help him now.
He is gone, and well, he's not forgotten, but he's hoping he can forget that last gank.
Smoke from PuckChamp though.
What are they going to be able to do here on the other side of the road? They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Enigma, but they chase out the Rupture onto the Rubik. Rubik can get himself away from this one. The wall comes through, but there is going to be a reality rift to drag back, so that is going to be the Aegis being popped. And now the damage Fezor on the backlines as well. Astral is still alive through this, even with the Rupture. Shigetsu comes right back up with the BKB, right-clicking down, takes down the Rubik, the backline, so they're going to be able to delete the Grimstroke, and now Shigetsu just needs to run himself away from this. Even Igor, yeah, the Lincolns gets popped, like you talked about. He just pulls the ripcord, pushes the panic button, and jumps out to the Remnant. So that was a really nice fight. After losing that one in the jungle, PuckChamp, they pull it back. Okay, they lost the Keeper of the Light to that Doom, but they were able to take that fight 4 versus 3 before the Ember Spirit, before the Doom could respond, and they got 3 kills out of that. Really well done.
When there's no black hole and cybercats aren't ready, PuckChamp is always going to have the advantage in this game just because of vision. But last time, I was actually baffled that cybercats, who are, you could say, the less known team, that they're gonna have more patience than the side of PuckChamp. So PuckChamp did get a little bit impatient there and went for it. The thing is, though, it seems like they had a plan. What happens if we lose the fight? What happens if we get black hole? Where we immediately run to that part of the map, and despite their Keeper of the Light being caught, they do manage to execute it. So it's quite nice. You have lost the Roche, but you have taken away the Aegis from the enemies, and you have claimed yourself another part of the map, and they would want to go in again, it seems like.
Yeah, Astral gets the fade ball off, so there is going to be, they're picking out this vision now as well. H2O, he just pops the Ink on himself in case he gets reality rifted back, so he can get himself away from that. And Krilliat, the BKB is there. What's that down to? It's a fresh one here onto the CK, so that's going to be really nice. Oh, he picks up a double damage rune here as well for Krilliat. This is just, it's all lining up for the CK here.
Still, you don't want to be running in your enemy's vision. The reason why PuckChamp are stronger in this game is because they have better vision. And now they were under enemy vision.
Well,
because of that, they might get punished.
Krilliat, though, he pops the BKB. They're going to be able to pop the black hole, comes out, so that is going to be through the BKB. Getting the Chaos Knight and locking him down. Is he going to be able to survive through this one now as well? He's going to try and go, but the Rupture comes out now as well. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage here to the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight is going to be the Hand of God coming through. It's not going to be able to keep him alive. And the chase away, Malik has to run, but there is going to be the Ember Spirit diving down to the low ground here. Decalis, can he get himself away from this? Not with Shigetsu chasing one more right click, gets himself the double. Can he make it the triple? It will be the triple. He says, give me the rampage. He is chasing, but the Beastmaster, the Keeper of the Light, they have just absolutely, they're gone. They're out of the, down to the bottom lane. And Bloodseeker, he's just got to be satisfied here with the triple kill.
If you check the KDA of Krilliat, you can understand what was up with that movement. Either way, you know, the
nice
ward that you knew was there from the side of cybercats, you know, PuckChamp again go and play around it. Why? Because you want to fight again. You have a lineup that gives you vision. How can you go into your enemy vision? And you had that info because you just lost the fight there like 2-3 minutes ago. And you could see that DK Focus, he doesn't mind just dropping the black hole there onto the CK. If, let's say, the Rubik was a little bit closer and having a better game, having the blink earlier on, that play would have some kind of an idea behind it. But still, black hole is down, PuckChamp will go for a move. I think this time around cybercats should know, and they should just send a support to die. Of course, the Grimstroke would be the ideal one, but even the Doom dying wouldn't be that big of a deal, given that you're just gonna reveal where the enemies are.
Yeah, and this is the timing that PuckChamp want to hit, right? Because the black hole is down, so they want to try and fight around this. They've got everything. Well, the Hand of God is down for the next minute or so, but they just want to try and find this farm where they can, try and get themselves back up, because I mean it's 21-9, but it's only a 5k net worth lead here for cybercats, so one good fight can turn this in favor of PuckChamp, but they're not going to be able to find anyone.
This Keeper of the Light just isn't doing enough in the game. You can see, did he get a Spirit Vessel charge at all in this game?
Oh, I want to say yes.
No,
but
no, he didn't.
He's
They went
not.
into that fight. He hadn't. They went for that fight. He died in that one. No, he didn't die there. But then he died on the bottom lane to the Doom, and that is when his team actually won a fight. That was the only kills PuckChamp got in the since he got the Spirit Vessel and he wasn't there. So that is just so sad for Young G. I understand the Spirit Vessel is great on this hero, but you still need to get something, and this is a problem when you're playing into an Ember Spirit. Even having the BKB, sure, but you get doomed, and suddenly that's not even good enough. So now cybercats with the BKB, with the black hole coming again, they want to take over the top part of the map, because that's where the Roche fight will be happening. They know they have to fight around their vision, so setting up on the top lane where the Roche will be in 2.5 minutes is actually really big. Oh, they see Malik.
They've got him, yeah. The Slight Fist comes out, the Searing Chains weren't there, but Malik does get scouted out, so he's safe-ish, but he will be able to take down this tier 1 tower. All 5 heroes from the side of cybercats moving up, so oh, the TP down. They might go for a quick one here as Decalis. He's there, but Crow has to back him up. There's 4 heroes, so Ember Spirit needs to be real careful. He was just trying to de-push this lane. It looks like he's not going to overcommit. I said he's not going to overcommit. Yeah, okay, just moves himself back.
Igor, you will not overcommit. Like, stop it, my friend. He goes back. He left the Remnant, and now you see this ward from cybercats. They would love to play there. The thing is, it's a bit too deep, so maybe the ward that gave them so much success in this game is going to be the one that they're playing around on. It's still the one around Roche quite nicely.
Blinking, so there's still going to be a find out. Astral, though, gets that kill. Do they see Krilliat as well? Krilliat, he just needs to turn and run. Going to go for the TP, but the Infernal Blade, if he finds the vision, he's going to be able to get the Doom off. He cancels the TP, and now the damage onto the Chaos Knight. Was that follow-up going to come through, though? It's going to be the Remnant dive in from the Ember Spirit. It looks like they've got the lockdown. One more Infernal Blade, one more anything, and Igor will get the kill with the Flame Guard, and this just once again opens up the map. 50 seconds with no CK. Now Young G, was that the rupture? I think it was. It was the rupture into the Lincoln Sphere onto Young G.
Yeah, Young G just bought it. He just bought it. He's going for a Hex. That Hex is gonna change the game a little bit. That is something that PuckChamp desperately need. But what I'm actually surprised, PuckChamp didn't even manage to deward this ward in the triangle. That is a problem. As long as that ward is there, cybercats are gonna be controlling the map better. And PuckChamp, they have to go for a smoke just to get themselves out on the map, because what their lineup is good at, outpushing and having better vision, they don't have either right now. Their lanes are in their base, and they don't see anything on the map.
Oh, they might be able to get this one. The roar comes out. The BKB here from Focus, though. What can they do? The Malefice. They might just try and go into Faisal. Faisal pops his own BKB. The Black Hole on the back line's going to be able to catch it too. Chen will go down. Do they want to carry on going on to Young G now as well? Young G using that BKB, so there's not going to be any follow-up, but Doom does get himself out, or he keeps himself alive. The Midnight Pulse was there as well, so it was a hell of a lot of damage into that Black Hole, and it looks like Igor, does he want to carry on going? He doesn't have that Searing Chains for the next 4 seconds. Malik, he does come back into this, though. So, oh, they might be able to get the Grimstroke. They will be able to take down the Grimstroke with the illusions. Phantasm illusions. Black Hole stolen by the Rubik. So they're going to be able to get the kill into Shigetsu. Shigetsu dead for 72 seconds. No buyback Focus. The Blinding Light, it pushes him out. He's not going to be able to get the TP away. Really nice fight there from PuckChamp. And it looks like the cybercats stuck around just a little bit too long. Chaos Bolt not going to connect into Faisal. Faisal gets that blink away. Or was that Blinding Light? The Illuminate does come through from Young G. Are they going to be able to get the damage onto Faisal? Faisal with the TP away. He will be fine.
Cybercats getting a little bit ahead of themselves. Now they've lost the Roche. That is the thing. Again, this is something I see more and more from teams in the tier 2 scene. I mean, I'm glad the teams are getting better, but the thing is, when they they understand what they need to do to win, it's working, and then they change it up just because they feel stronger. And there is no reason to do it. Your lineup still does what your lineup does. You getting more items does not change that, and the way that you should approach fights should not change. Again, Cybercats, they were around their own vision, but they started splitting up. So you will need to be together around your own vision, then you fight. And they just went for the black hole there. It gave so much to the side of PuckChamp that now they're gonna be the stronger ones. Emperor, he's in.
Just diving in, yeah. The link is physically caught. The telekinesis comes out, so they're gonna be able to do a lot of damage onto Astral, but not find that kill. He dives in with the remnants again. He's gonna be able to get the slight fist off. Just look at the amount of illusions though coming out from Krilliat. So Krilliat just skirts him away, and that's gonna be the who took down the Grimstroke. Krilliat took him down, yeah. The Phantasms comes out, Link's Vegas just get popped. Though they get the Rupture onto the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight do have enough to take him down twice, because he does have that Aegis left. It looks like they might be able to take him down the one. So it looks like Phaser, though, could be in trouble. The back lines. Do they want to go in the Bloodseeker? One more right click will get the pop onto the Aegis. Turns around, and now it's time to run away with the Hawks. The stun comes through. And yeah, this is going to be the lockdown. Shigetsu's not going to be able to get himself away from this. He gets locked down, he gets killed off, and now Krilliat just says, he comes back up at the perfect time and says, thank you very much. Your tier 2 tower will be ours. Oh, that Hawk just locking down Shigetsu. Shigetsu got in the middle of just an absolute mosh pit and couldn't get himself out.
This is why when I looked at the draft, I was like, okay, Seeker wins against the Beastmaster, but he gets absolutely wrecked by the Roar, by any kind of slow stuns, and the CK just rips him apart at any point in the game, no matter which items he has. And you can see that the Seeker is just going for defensive items. He's pretty much going to be a Rupture in this game. I don't see him running in maybe a cleanup machine, but just doing something in a fight when... and that was without the Phantasm, mind you. The Phantasm died, and I was like, this might actually be good for Cybercats, but no. The Seeker is just not a hero if he's next to the CK. The CK needs to be controlled, the CK needs to die, and only then can the Seeker do something.
Well, Fogus gets caught up. Sorry, I was keeping an eye on the Doom because he was just walking into the scan on the map coming out from the Radiant, but it looks like Phasor, he does hide himself well. Are they going to try and go for this? They're just trying to push this lane out. It looks like Igor as well as H2O, but they need to be careful about the cutoff because H2O, he doesn't have a TP. If he gets caught here, he will die. The Inkswell comes out. Mali's going to be able to get the blink in. Does he want to go for the Roar here? We'll be able to go for that, and now Kurt's just going to be able to come in. No, it's going to be the Hoofstomp coming through here from the Doom. Can they get anything with the Soulbind? The Soulbind comes out before he dies. Was that Rupture going to come through, though? They're going to be able to get a kill onto the Beastmaster. It looks like Chaos Knight is going to be able to get himself away from this. The BKB will wear off, but this defensive telekinesis comes out, and that Doom onto the Chaos Knight. He's still not going to be able to put any spells up, but it's going to be the blink hit. Again, a really nice hoof stomp coming through from the Doom. They're going to be able to lock down 2. It looks like they're going to be able to get the kill onto 3 heroes on the side of PuckChamp for well, Fogus was dead anyway, 14 seconds. And now, can they return the favor? Can they push down this mid lane? Can they take this tier 2 tower in the mid?
I mean, I'm not sure, do these players hate each other? Like, they're running in like that. Again, we're seeing overextension after overextension, though. I have to say, it's a bit easier to understand with Cybercats when you're gonna overextend, and with PuckChamp you do want to push the advantage with this kind of a team because you're really good at catching out one hero, killing him, then going for another and another and another, especially once the Enigma is dead. So I do understand their play, but still chasing a Grimstroke towards the stairs of the high ground, just way too far out.
Yeah. Oh, the Hex comes out. It breaks the Lincolns. So that is a big pig, but it's still going to be going wee all the way towards the tier 2 tower. Just waiting for the creeps to come in now as well. And I kind of get the idea about going on the Grimstroke because a second sooner on that pull-in and he doesn't get the Soulbind off, you know, you don't then lose 3 heroes. So, but PuckChamp, again, I've said it 2 or 3 times now, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and otherwise you get caught out and you get killed off. And PuckChamp, again, that last fight, they were made to pay.
And you know, after all of that talk about first Grimstroke hating boars and eating some pork, now seeing literally a pig being roasted, you know, I'm getting hungry. I can literally feel it in my mouth. But we're gonna have to wait for the series to end before we can go and grab something to eat. Cybercats, they'll go for a smoke. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of their lineup just running into the enemies. They're really good at holding their own vision, and when they see the enemies, that's when you jump in, because the double doom, the good black hole, they they come out if you have good vision of your opponents. So PuckChamp, they understand that, and that is why they are going for smokes. If PuckChamp control an area, keep pushing out lanes, they're always gonna have the advantage. As we said, they're the ones holding the vision advantage in this game and should be giving them. Oh, they're gonna be on enemy vision right now. The Kalish shows himself. Okay, they deward. This is a good position for PuckChamp right now. You're gonna see that the cybercats, they're not gonna want to go there.
Yeah, trying to force a fire onto the high ground when you have very little, if no vision there, is just not what you want to be doing. The Paladin Sword comes out here for the Bloodseeker as well. I was, like you were talking about with the smoke, that it was surprising that cybercats wanted to do that because the Doom was still down. They did have the Black Hole, but if they'd found anyone, they wouldn't have been able to get that double Doom off because it was still down for about, I think when they smoked, it was down for about 30 seconds. So they are just going to TP themselves back. Hopefully nobody gets caught out. You know, everybody, Shigetsu, you've got to be careful about sticking around to farm here. You just need to go for the TP away. Yeah, that looks like what is going to happen here as PuckChamp just pull themselves back, but the TP, everybody's back to the reset, the side of the maps. You know, everybody's back safe on both sides here.
PuckChamp started being patient, so they understood that their lineup is really good at out-pushing the waves, giving them vision and understanding where the opponents are. They're better at out-pushing waves, so at some point cybercats will be forced into a fight they don't want to take. Cybercats again waiting around their vision, but this time around PuckChamp will not take the bait. So I'm liking what they're doing at this point though. Astral?
Ooh, they're going to be able to get the jump onto Astral here now as well. The BKB comes out. That was the Doom was stolen by the Rubik, so they're going to be able to get onto the Ember Spirit though. They've got the lockdown into Krillia. Can they do the damage? Can they get the kill? It looks like he's going to be able to delete the Grimstroke. Meanwhile, the back lines, Ember Spirit staying alive. That Doom is only about halfway through, so he's going to be able to get himself away from Malik. It looks like Shigetsu. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? He's absolutely not, and that's going to be the death of the Ember Spirit now as well. 3 heroes dead, no buybacks for the Bloodseeker, for the Grimstroke either. Focus needs to run himself away as well. He's already used that Black Hole. He gets dragged back into the Reality Rift, and that's going to be a 5-man wipe once again. This game, it should go the way of PuckChamp. The buyback comes through from the Ember Spirit, but without the Bloodseeker, I don't know what they're going to be able to do up against Kurt. You know, how do you fight into this? Because you're going to be losing a lane of racks. Yeah, the buybacks come through from 3, but now that they've come through, PuckChamp just back themselves away. Roche is up in a minute, so they know that they're going to have that advantage. In fact, they're not even going to back themselves away. The Reality Rift comes in, they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Doom, and that is going to be the dieback there as the Searing Chains comes through. Not going to be enough to get the lockdown, and this Chaos Knight is just way too big at the minute, and it looks like they want to clean up a second lane of racks here. There is still a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, so it's not going to be full megas, but as soon as this goes down, potentially they could back themselves up and find themselves a Roche.
You could see how PuckChamp evolved in this series and understanding of what they need to do. They were just pushing out the waves, staying near the outpost, keeping buybacks, and they put themselves in a position that they couldn't lose a team fight. Even if the CK had died during the duration of that Black Hole, he would have bought back and got back into the fight. The Rubik bought back into the fight, stole the Doom, used it on the Ember Spirit, and it was, you know, even though it was the Rubik being caught in the pretty unfortunate position, just blown up without getting a single spell off, PuckChamp, they set themselves up for success, and this is what Dota is all about, setting yourself up for success. Sure, you might see a big spell being used from time to time, but it pretty much before the fight even starts, there is, at least from our point of view, there should be a 90 to 95% understanding who's going to be taking that fight, and PuckChamp just put themselves in such a great spot that even when your Rubik gets caught at the start of the fight, he comes back and has more impact than most of the heroes on the side of cybercats, and they're not going to stop right now.
He might be able to get something off though. Krillia, has he gone a little bit too far? The Rupture comes out, the damage will be there. They're going to be able to clean out, but again, Chaos Knight to dive in. I think we're able to get anything out of this. It's going to be a long respawn on Roshan. Yeah, the buyback does come through, and it looks like the Ember Spirit has been caught out in position there. The Roar, they're going to be able to clean up the Grimstroke once again. It looks like they're going to be able to get onto the Ember Spirit here. The Ram stolen by the Rubik cleans that one up, and Krillia, this is going to be just a game-winning fight coming out from PuckChamp, I think.
Without the Ember, there is no fight on the side of cybercats. We already mentioned how the Seeker, he's literally a rupture and a cleanup machine here. He does a lot of damage if he's allowed to do it, but he'll never be allowed to do it, and we understand how fast PuckChamp actually push. The thing is, they should understand that the Ember Spirit doesn't have a buyback. He just used it like 2.5 minutes ago, so just go for the push. You don't even have to commit that much. The outpush on the side of cybercats just isn't that great. They don't have a glyph, and this should be mega creeps without much contest from cybercats. There is a Black Hole, but damage inside of it, I don't think there's just enough follow-up.
Yeah, and you can see this tower is just it's absolutely gonna melt with the granite golems coming through, with the phantasm illusions coming through here as well. The damage, it's just gonna be way too much. Midnight Pulse is gonna be used to try and do what it can, but it's not gonna stop this from being mega creeps here. And do you think it's still a minute before the Ember comes back alive? Are they gonna back themselves away? It looks like the Hawk is gonna see Rosh when it comes back up in 20 seconds. So do they posture for this Roshan, or do they just look to finish the game here?
I mean, you can look to finish the game, but on the other hand, if you lose a fight and the enemies get Rosh, it might be a little bit an uncomfortable position for you. I don't think that cybercats are that good at playing against the mega creeps, but if PuckChamp gets the Aegis, the game is just over. So I think it's the safest play to make that for some reason Krilat doesn't want to make. But you could see in that previous fight, again, setting yourself up for success, but before that, there's going to be an engagement.
Well, they might be able to take down this Ruby. There is going to be the dive in, but the BKB comes out. He's got the Remnant away. It's the poor man's Ember Spirit here as well. The Hand of God comes out, so he's going to be able to lead the Doom into a trap. The Roar comes through, and the Doom is sent to his Doom. Dead 70 seconds. Again, he's already used that buyback now as well. They get the Blinding Light. They get the pushback on Shigetsu. Shigetsu just has to run himself away, but the CK says, where are you going? He drags him back into the Reality Rift. H2O gets taken down. The buyback's coming through from Shigetsu now as well. The backline's going to try and dive. Astral is going to be the Remnant there, trying to chase down the Rubik's, but Focus, again, he's going to be silenced up. The BKB goes off, and Krillai just says, get over here, drags him up to the higher ground, gets the kill onto the Enigma, and again, PuckChamp haven't lost anyone just yet. H2O, well, it looks like it's going to be another Hawk dive coming through. Malik will be able to get the kill there, and yeah, GG will be called. Cybercats, so good in game number 1, but game number 2, all about the fights that swung the way of PuckChamp taking this game.
Yeah, I mean, cybercats, they it was hard to play their lineup at one point, though they managed to do it. I really liked both teams kind of understanding their weaknesses. They didn't immediately understand them, but you die once and then you're like, oh wait, I can't do this. Like Young G, he died once against the Ember. He's like, okay, I'm not good against this hero until I get a BKB. I'm not showing myself on the map. And suddenly the Keeper of Light disappears. He's nowhere to be found. Then Cybercats, they find a way to fight. They prepare themselves for it, even though PuckChamp are stronger at that point. And PuckChamp, they're like, okay, let's go and fight, despite knowing that they can just continue split pushing and preparing themselves for a big engagement once Cybercats show themselves. They make a mistake, but they learn from it. And then the next few fights, they prepare for those quite nicely. Then Cybercats, you know, they went for a dive there on the top lane. After that, they were trying to prepare for another fight, but PuckChamp, with their understanding of how they needed to play the game, Cybercats just couldn't do it. This last pick, Bloodseeker, I had my doubts about it, just because I know how much damage the CK can do for you, and Bloodseeker is very, very susceptible to just dying inside of one stun. That is the problem of this hero. Cybercats, they had a chance, which was given to them by PuckChamp there, to snowball this one, but just threw it. And when, you know, when one team fight goes badly and the game is lost for you, it means that there was a deeper problem, and I think it was this Seeker. Get something else that can win the lane against the Beastmaster, but might do a bit better in the later portion of the game, and the Cybercats would be doing better in this game. I'm not sure if they would have won, but it would have been a bit easier to play.
Yeah, so that is going to be it, guys. We're going to go to a full 3-game series for the final series of the day here as PuckChamp, they bring one back. We're going to be taking another quick 10-15 minute break. We'll be back with the third and final game right after this. Don't go anywhere, because if the first 2 games are anything to go by, it's going to be an absolute cracker. We'll see you in a few. Okay, for the third and final time tonight, we're going to get ourselves into the game. It's PuckChamp. They brought it back up against cybercats. Cybercats this time. Do you think we're going to see the Bloodseeker again, or do you think they'll give it a pass this time?
Depending on the game, but I would say after what had happened in the previous one, that Shigetsu probably doesn't feel too good playing it. When you're a carry in a game and you don't accomplish anything on the hero, maybe it needs a certain type of confidence to be able to play that hero, even if it would be a great Seeker game. So I think it's gonna be a pass this time around.
Yeah, PuckChamp, they ban out the Enigma going away, picking up the Beastmaster, and the Alchemist going as well, so we're not going to see him against cybercats. They take out the Monkey King this time. Io going to go straight back for the Doom. Do you want the Grimstroke as well? Going to be the Visage this time. Okay.
Finally, DK Folk is getting it. He gets his Visage, so now you have some kind of a vision hero. If you count the familiars, and once he gets the Aghanim Scepter, if he opts to go for that route, that is gonna be quite big. Doom most likely gonna be a position 4 again with the Scorched Earth. He actually does enough damage for the Soul Assumption to get those stacks and for it to actually do the damage. There were some slight nerfs to the Soul Assumption, but I don't think it's any significant damage. If I'm not mistaken, 5 per Soul Assumption stack, which can make a difference, but it usually does not.
Yeah, and the Viper comes out. I can't say me, but it comes out here for PuckChamp, so there's some pressure coming out for PuckChamp. How do you try and deal with this Viper? Because usually you see the Viper coming out as, well, it's been coming out as an offlaner more and more recently. How do you try and deal with this lane pressure that comes out from this hero, though? Because this is the definition of the win lane hero.
First of all, I have no idea where PuckChamp are going to be laning the Viper. Right now, you could assume that it's going to be in the mid lane. It is actually a pretty solid hero against the Visage because you don't really care about the Gravekeeper's Cloak. Maybe they lane him against the Visage in lane, though I'm not certain you want to be doing that. PuckChamp, with having the Beastmaster and the Viper, they're pretty immobile. So I think that is the way that you want to deal with the Viper and the Beastmaster, with a lot of mobility and be able to run around the map. Visage and the Doom, though, at least at the start of the game, they're not very mobile heroes. So I'm not sure, dealing with the Viper right now, when you don't know what they're going to be doing with the hero, I guess you have to pick a hero in the mid that is not going to get crushed by the Viper. So Lina comes to mind, a Sniper comes to mind as a laning hero against the Viper, but there's not a lot of those. Maybe a Wind Ranger. Still a very tough hero, especially to deal with, especially when you don't know what the enemies are doing with it.
Yeah, and with PuckChamp, they're going to burn through a lot of this reserve time. The Chaos Knight list, at least this time, will be banned out here from cybercats. Juggernaut going to be, and is this just going to be the standard ban in the second phase with this? Again, we've talked about it, the healing ward coming out for the Juggernaut. He's able to self-sustain the BKB, so he's got the spin. So, is that it? Is Juggernaut, did he have that one match this morning? Now his time has been and gone.
You mean that he's going to be banned out every single time? Well, for now, until the meta develops, until like week 3 of the DPC, I'd say yes. There's a lot of games being played. Maybe even now at the end of week 1, people are gonna find out just how strong it is and what actually you need to deal with the hero. Given that the Slark and the Sven aren't really in the meta, the Juggernaut is pretty strong. Now the BKB being weaker, Juggernaut still because of that pretty powerful as well. But I think there are ways to deal with this hero, and as soon as people get a little bit better understanding of what the hero, how easy it is to deal with the hero, or if the hero just isn't that powerful enough, that we're gonna be seeing him going through, sometimes picked, sometimes left alone. And PuckChamp, to everyone's surprise, they actually ban out the Seeker. They have the Beastmaster and the Viper. These two heroes actually crush the Bloodseeker throughout the game. You start running through the Nether Toxin, suddenly you're like a Formula or a race car, and suddenly you have a flat tire. So it's not the easiest thing, and we saw what the Roar did in the previous game. So weird that they got rid of it, but it seems like the Beastmaster doesn't want to be laning against it. Malik has had enough.
Yeah, and you talked about it in the last draft as well, just taking out those comfort heroes. So maybe Shigetsu does see that as a comfort hero with the Weaver that got taken out as well. So PuckChamp are just trying to not focus target banning, but just saying, you know, we know that you like these, so we're going to take them away from you. As a Grimstroke does come out once again, so that will be at least a double doom here for cybercats if they can get the combo off.
Yep, if he can do it. Usually with the Doom, as soon as you see someone, you want to jump in. We saw in the previous game, Cybercats, they had this lineup that liked to stand their ground around their vision, and that's how they wanted to play. This time around, I don't think you can do it. I think they understood in the previous game how hard it is if you're going to be doing that, if PuckChamp does everything right with a hero like a Beastmaster that gives you vision. So I don't think we're going to be seeing too many double Dooms unless there is a dive from PuckChamp, and PuckChamp with the Bristleback, they might be doing it. I was actually thinking, when is this hero going to make a comeback? Given that BKB is weaker, which hero is the best and doesn't want to build a BKB? Well, the Bristleback. You know, you get a Vanguard, you get a Hood, and you do so much damage and you cannot die. So I'm liking this quite a lot, and it is actually a pretty solid hero against the Visage himself.
Yeah, and I think Fear was talking about this in the CIS Rejects versus Navi panel, saying that he was expecting to see a few more Bristlebacks coming out. So we are going to see this here for PuckChamp coming through. And what do they... I mean, does this then run as the position 1? Maybe that puts the Viper in the mid lane from this pickup. So it's going to be the Scarlet Mage for PuckChamp. But apart from the Raw, they don't really have a lot of lockdown. So this second support, right, that's going to be like a big... What are you looking like? Maybe the Bane or something like that?
The thing is, you have a lot of slows. You know, if there's no BKB, it's gonna be... Oh, there's the Slark. We talked about him. Like, Slark's not in the meta, so the Jugger is strong. But you see, I mean, Slark hates laning against the Beastmaster. The Nether Toxin kind of destroys him the same way that it destroys the Bloodseeker. So I'm just not so sure that this is a good pick for Cybercats. 2 games in a row, they're picking a hero that is almost impossible to play. Slark is one of those heroes that can crush everyone. He got a solid buff now. You know, 2 points in your third spell in the lane, and it makes laning pretty hard. But the Beastmaster doesn't care because he's not the one dealing with you. It's actually the pigs that are constantly poking you. Grimstroke really needing to do some work in that lane. But I'm not 100% certain of this Slark. You know, you are inside of the Nether Toxin and you're not a hero.
Yeah. Okay, well, the Death Prophet's going to be the final ban here from PuckChamp, so maybe looking towards that tower pushing hero. Dragon Knight is still there. Leshrac got taken out by Cybercats, so yeah, what do Cybercats... Are they going to be looking for that tower hitting hero here? Because the Slark can hit heroes if he gets, you know, if he gets a start. You've got the Doom for the control Grimstroke there as well. But to me, Cybercats lack that building taker here.
Visage is not bad at dealing with buildings. And I agree with your point that you need a hero that is actually... You need to bring down the towers relatively early on. Against the Viper, Bristleback is definitely not going to be easy. But now, when I look at Cybercats draft a bit more, you know, what I said at the start of the game, you want to be fast to punish the Beastmaster, Viper, now even the Bristleback, who like to stay in one lane. They don't like to move around the map a lot. So the Grimstroke and the Slark, they are pretty solid at that one. I'm just kind of afraid that they're going to be losing the laning phase and never even getting a chance to execute this game properly. They need something to kind of pull the attention towards that hero while the other ones are running around, taking down towers, maybe getting a few kills, but I'm not so sure which hero that is. Okay, I thought it was gonna say laning against the Viper, but it seems it's gonna be laning against the Void Spirit, and this Viper is just gonna be annoying the Slark.
Yeah, so is that a... That's a position for... So it's a Beastmaster Viper in the offlane, right? And...
We don't know who's playing what, but I would assume... I actually don't know. I would like both of them more on position 3. I'm gonna say they're gonna play the Beastmaster core, because it just makes a little bit more sense to leave the Beastmaster in the lane and maybe rotate a little bit with the Viper. The Beastmaster early on just isn't gonna be doing that much. Maybe farming the jungle. It could be a way to go.
Yeah. And so how do you like this PuckChamp line? Just without seeing like the Cybercats last pick, just in general terms, you know, how comfortable do you think this match is going to be for PuckChamp, just in terms of the heroes that they've got picked up?
I like it. I like it quite a lot. The problem is that this is a new patch lineup, right? With the Bristleback, the Viper coming out, Beastmaster, he was somewhat popular, but not that much. This is definitely a new patch lineup, so we don't know how good it's gonna do together. Kunkka comes out, which is actually a pretty solid hero to lane against the Void Spirit. Yeah, it is gonna be a position 4 Viper. But I think that PuckChamp, there is a good chance that they just get to a point where they cannot die. When you look at cybercats, you kill the Visage, the Kunkka uses his spells. After that, their damage is gone. You're gonna need a very, very strong Slark. Does a Slark against the Beastmaster Viper lane look strong to you? Not to me. Usually, cybercats, they do play the Viper themselves. Last time when they lost with the Viper, DK Focus played it, and he got tri-laned for the first 2 levels, and then the Viper struggles, right? Here, it is first not a core Viper, so not that big of a deal. On the other hand, what are you gonna tri-lane him with, the Doom? You know, so you can't do that either. So I'm kind of afraid of this Slark just not being a factor. Slark right now in Dota, he needs a good lane to transition it into being able to play aggressive without the fear of dying. Here it's, yeah, sure, there's not many things that can kill him, but they can literally ignore him, play around the Nether Toxin. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, and this is, like you say, it's a pick out of left field here for cybercats in this final game. I mean, it's only week 1, so you know, it's day 1 for Division 2 as well, so they do get to play around, get these picks. I think that's why events like D2CL is good going on alongside the DPC, because you do get a kind of proving ground for these lineups that you want to be picking up. So it looks like for now both teams are going to be smoking out. Do you expect any early game aggression here? You know, any looking for those first bloods at the level 1, or do you think that it's just going to be a little bit of skirmishing here for the runes?
Cybercats would love a fight for the around the runes because they have a Visage. You know, the Soul Assumption is just so freaking strong. DK Focus a little bit late though, and I think that PuckChamp really shouldn't give them the fight. We're seeing that they're smoking. Hopefully that's only for division, because if you engage a lineup that has a Visage, a level 1, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. I'm just more and more looking towards these lineups and thinking like Igor is gonna have to do the heavy lifting once again, and I think, yeah, the lineup of PuckChamp doesn't deal well with the Kunkka, just like it didn't deal well with the Ember Spirit in the last game. But I'm just trying to think if this Kunkka is gonna be enough. Once the Bristleback just postures aggressively, and let's say the Slark doesn't have a good game, no early Silver Edge, I'm just not seeing a way to kill this Bristleback. That is my main concern here for the side of Cybercats. But this time around, at least they don't have to play around the area. If they smell blood, they can just keep running and running and running towards their enemies, because they have so much catch and so much damage if the first hero does die. Yeah,
well, it was pressure out from Cybercats coming through there, and you could see that with the Scorched Earth was picked up at phase level 1. Fogus, like you say, he's going to go for the Soul Assumption, so they were prepared, but as soon as that Doom walked down to the low ground in to put pressure on the Viper and the Bristleback to just move themselves away. You can see Krell out as well. He doesn't have anything apart from the Quelling Blade. He has a salve as well, just for that extra health, but he wants to go straight for that Vanguard, so he doesn't want to be giving up any early kills. You know, he doesn't want to be losing any gold. He doesn't want to even be taking the risk there, and you just saw him as soon as the Doom came down, he just went, nope, thank you very much, I'm going to go to lane.
You know, when I was looking at this one, I was thinking, okay, they're gonna send the Viper top most likely, but no, they're gonna be even dirtier than that. The Viper Bristleback lane. I mean, I think Cybercats should be very, very happy that they have a Visage. At least he can apply pressure early on. So Doom, every single time he has the Scorched Earth, he's going to be running in, and they're going to be doing damage with the Soul Assumption. That is the play for sure. And they need to punish Krillat, who, look at just how greedy he is. You need to punish him right now. Level 1, level 2. Until he gets the Ring of Health, he's very susceptible to just dying. Or at least taking a lot of damage and not being able to get super close to the creeps.
With this Viper in the lane, what build do you think Krilliak goes for? Does he want to go for an early point into the Nasal Goo just to help build on the slow that Callus has with the poison attack here? Or is it just purely, you know, again, level 2, 3, going to go into the Bristlebacks, maybe level 4 you pick up another point into the Quill Sprays, or is there that early point into the Nasal Goo to come?
Before that, we're gonna be seeing a Beastmaster die. Were there some lags? We can see that the Kunkka is disconnected. Igor, how did he resume the game when...
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think... I don't know. I don't know what happened there, because it must have been the disconnect, the reconnect on pause, and then straight into the disconnect again. So, well, I mean, Cybercat's not going to be too fussed about that because they got first blood.
Yeah, they did, and this is something that you want to do. You know, you understand that later on the Slark is gonna be struggling against the boars. Sure, the Grimstroke does help against those, but it's still quite hard for the Slark to do much. So what do? You push out the wave, you get level 2 first, you get the first blood. If the Slark starts snowballing, and we can see with the boots being bought that that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to counteract that that slow coming out from the boars, and we can see that Malik, he understands it as well. He got the early boots too, understanding just how much in trouble he is. Astral though.
Oh, Dakalis is going to go down. The Astral gets himself away yet, but Fazo gets the kill onto Dakalis in this bottom lane. So this bottom lane, like you say, they're just putting the pressure onto the Bristleback. He did go for the point into the Bristleback itself, but Viper ends up paying the price for this.
Yeah, I couldn't answer your question. I would like the nasal goo if the creeps were at the Tower of PuckChamp.
Yeah.
With the creeps being closer to the side of Tower of Cybercats, you're not gonna be able to do that much. So what Krillat wants to do in this lane, and probably in this game as well, is be unkillable. Right, that is the play. I have to say, Cybercats though, with this kind of a start, sure, 2 kills, not too much. It's not gonna change the game completely, but it is still quite nice for them to start in this way because they need a good start. The Slark, the Visage, these heroes need a good start, and it's kind of tough against what PuckChamp has. But for now, they're doing a pretty decent job as getting some kills and getting the better levels of their enemies.
Yeah, and I was just watching, I mean, Viper TP'd back to the lane. He's got himself a salve there as well. He's got a magic stick, but he still took a hell of a lot of ferocity. Infernal Blade coming through, saw something onto Krilliat there as well. As soon as he TP'd, well, not as soon as, but when he got back to the lane through the TP, he was then right back down top lane. They're going to be able to go for a kill. I think they're going to be able to take down Astral. They do get a kill onto him here, but H2O, does he want to move himself back? The Hawk is going to give vision, but the boar, as well as Mark, not going to chase on. Back to the bottom lane, though. The Infernal Blade comes out. He's going to try and look for the body blocks with the Scorched Earth. Soul Assumption comes out. That is going to be another kill. Cybercats, they look like they might even be able to clean up 2 in this lane. Ducalis, is he going to be able to get himself away? He just uses those stick charges, has that salve and Phasor. Well, he didn't have the Infernal Blade. No, the Soul! Fogus with the snipe.
He didn't have mana, so Fezor just was chasing until DK Fogus was close enough. Then he gave him the mango, and the Soul Assumption stacks were there because of this Scorched Earth. So very nicely done by the side of Cybercats. They're getting to they're actually trying to not allow PuckChamp to play this game, because you saw what happened in the previous game when when side of PuckChamp had better vision. So if they pressure them this much in the lane, they might not allow them to ever get to that point. Later on, the Kunkka, he gets stronger. You can defend the towers. It's going to be much easier for you to play, though. Shigetsu and H2O this time around, I'm not sure they're getting out of this one alive.
Yeah,
H2O?
H2O, though, he's going to be getting a little bit of regen coming through from the stick, but it's still going to be going the way of Astral. Astral, he wasn't affected at all by the Inkswell. Can just sit back, throw out those spells, and throw out a lot of Ferasis. Phasor gets cheeky and pulls out that bounty rune away from Ducalis. Ducalis now moving in. Ooh, Phazor's taking a lot of damage here. Ducalis is just going to go for the TP here. Ducalis with no way to interrupt this. Fogus was even moving over. In fact, he's moving over for the creep wave. He's not too bothered about the Doom's health. He just wants those creeps. He wants the gold.
And the Kalis, he understands just how dangerous it is. Still, Cybercats getting those first few kills, it's still gonna help. Even though lanes might start being a bit tougher for them, especially once the Bristleback gets his Vanguard. You can see on the top lane that Shigetsu hasn't been able to get to the creeps for quite some time. Malik actually approaching level 5, whereas Slark is still level 3. Okay, he's gonna be level 4 right now, but still, they got those early kills. They got what they were looking for. Maybe if you slow down right now and not overextend once PuckChamp hit their timings, you're actually gonna be okay, and you have a little bit more time, especially on the bottom lane, before Krillat will be finishing off that Vanguard, and then it's actually susceptible to going down, but the infused raindrops, a really nice pickup against the Visage. That's kind of a needed item, and both the Kalis and Krillat have it. Now this lane becomes a bit harder for Cybercats.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see they're already starting to burn away at these as well. And Fogus,
Radiant structures are
it offers some protection against the Visage, like you say, but Fogus, he's building up. He's got gold. He's going to go towards the Vlad straight away onto this space. He's going to be able to turn around with the Infernal Blade. Ducalis is going to be able to get himself away from this one. Again, there's going to be a Soul Assumption coming through. Ducalis trying to do what he can with that stick charge. It might still be enough. Phasor is going to get the kill, and now the Soul Assumption underneath this tier 1 tower. He's tempting Krilliat in. He's taking tower shots. Well, Phasor will still go down to the Krilliat Quill Spray. Say that 10 times fast. As
Gorilla, no, I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not gonna have my my tongue, and I need it. You know, casting work. It's but still, very nice thing to practice. But you could see there Krillat being a little bit too greedy, thinking he can kill DK Focus, but the Gravekeeper's Claw keeps reapplying. So even if he had those 5 cool spray stacks, it still didn't matter that much.
do they want to be going further? I mean, there's going to be the damage coming through onto Krillat, but he's going to be fine. Yeah, Focus. There was the Night of the Toxin down as well. They don't really want to stand it. Oh, playing the rotation, they get the kill. H2O will go down, but Afdol going to be chased down. Shigetsu's not going to be able to get in. He already used the leap. Malik on the back lines there as well. There is a rotation, so they might be able to find the Beastmaster, whereas that leap 7 seconds away. The Torrent will connect. Malik going to be chased into the trees, though. It looks like Shigetsu, he's more bothered about finding Malik than he is about getting the creep kills, so he's going to be able to get the pouncer off onto Beastmaster. Beastmaster's going to be leashed for a couple of seconds here. Ego stepping through, but he's going to be able to eat through with the Quelling Blade. Can they stop him down? The X-Master spot comes out. Bo is going to be dropped now as well. He should be able to get the kill with the Inkswell coming through. Yeah, H2O, he gets there in time. In fact, he gets the kill with the Inkswell. Shigetsu and the Dark Pack not quite enough to get the kill.
Oh man, that feels so bad that he got the kill. Usually, I'm like all for supports getting kills. It's not that big of a deal, but when the mid laner rotates and takes so much time to get the kill, even Dislark wasn't attacking any creeps for that time, you want to leave it for a core. So very unfortunate that he got the kill, and that was actually a nice PuckChamp trade, 1-for-1 with actually Igor coming towards the top lane. Now with Young G rotating, he's under vision. Okay, that's gonna save Cybercats. It would be really bad if they would die right now while the Kunkka doesn't have a TP, though. Igor is coming over, but still, even he was going over vision.
Yeah, Shigetsu, though, did stop to try and farm up the small camp. The ball going the way of H2O, so that's going to take away a lot of the vision. Is he just... I think he's looking at... Yeah, there was a stack in the jungle. So Ego says, thank you very much, I will take that. Even gets himself a neutral item out of this now as well. Young G going to TP down to this bottom lane, though. Might be able to go into this focus. It's level 6, so he does have the familiars up. Krillat, not a lot of damage. There's going to be the Astral Set. Both of them caught out on this. Phasor is going to try and run himself away from this, but he will go down, and Focus not far behind.
We're seeing now some downsides of the Cybercats lineup, but still, it's okay. As I mentioned, they got the early kill, something that probably shouldn't have happened for them. They're trying to defend this tower, but Igor, he sees if he goes there, he is not going to be killing the Bristleback. He is going to be defending the tower from some damage, and then the Visage really doesn't want to be TPing to the mid lane because the Familiars are on the bottom lane. So a very nice understanding from Igor that he should stop. But still, this Kunkka needs to make more plays around the map. He is the one that needs to do more, and it was easier to do it on the Ember Spirit than it is on the Kunkka, but you still have tools to actually be aggressive. Igor?
On the mid lane, the boat is going to get dropped now as well, but it doesn't actually connect. Actually, no, it does hit onto the Viper on the back part of it. Igor coming through as well with the right clicks. The Tidebringer trying to do what damage he can. Doom, excuse me, in the jungle. He is only level 5, so he doesn't have that Doom to come out to Kalis. Does he want to try and chase him down? Level 5 on the Viper as well. So he's not going to be able to get off the Viper strike to slow Phasor down. Focus. Does he want to chase on? The Familiars are going to be here, so they can drop if they want to get the stuns. The Infernal Blade, the Soul Assumption comes through. Yeah, and with the double drop on the Focus Familiars, they do get a nice kill there onto, but it is only the position 5 Viper.
Whenever I see some mana burn being used on the Bristleback, I remember the at that point Liquid, now Nigma versus OG Grand Finals of TI, when they were winning the game, and then just there was a Diffusal Blade bot on the gyro by Thompson, and the Bristleback became a creep. Oh,
the Doom just come out onto the Bristleback. Bristleback not going to be able to get himself away from this one. He will take no the night. Oh, to Kalis with the quick fingers. Able to stop Krillat from being claimed by the Doom, so maybe saving his soul there a little bit. But Focus with the Familiars up. Did he want to hunt onto this Viper? Because the Viper TP'd into this, so he's going to be no choice onto this bottom lane unless he wants to flap his wings away. Meanwhile, the top lane, they're going to try and go into Astral. The Roar comes out into the Grimstroke, though, with the Mystic Flare. Is there going to be enough damage? There will be enough damage to get the kill, and it looks like they're going to try and go onto the Beastmaster, get a revenge kill out of this. He will go down. Igor claims that kill, so a nice value rotation here for Igor. He's going to be able to move himself back with the phase boots as well, quickly towards this mid lane. So this mid lane, especially with the fortification, not going to suffer too much.
It's gonna be fine. Igor again is doing a really good job. He is farming the entirety of the map while actually making plays for his team, and he's making the plays on the most important lanes. Lark, he did well at the start, and now when he should be struggling against the Beastmaster, that is when the Kunkka comes in and he actually deals with the Beastmaster himself. Though the Kalis is caught as well. This Viper.
Yeah, not great for him. Dakalis, he's just going to immediately go right back down. And, I mean, again, did he TP to... No, he must have, yeah. The TP just came back up. He must have flew his way into this. But Igor, now he's moving through again into the Radiant Jungle. Looking for stacks. Young G, though's moving up. There's not going to be any ultimates to deal with Young G. He actually steps in. He's going to be able to find the Grimstroke, though. Is he going to be enough damage onto this Grimstroke? The Mystic Float comes out once again. It looks like they've got the lockdown with the X-Box as well. The Infernal Blade coming through now as well. Yeah, the Wild Wing Ripper trying to push him away from with the Beastmaster, but it's not going to be enough here. After he got the kill with the Soul Bind, there's going to be Shigetsu with the Rotate in. The Leave, the Pounce, not going to connect, so he's still going to be able to get the Dissimulate off, but Phasor, he's got that Infernal Blade, 2 seconds. Just going to opt for the TP. Actually, he's going to be dragged back into the Remnant, but they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Viper, so it's going to be a trade, a support for a support. And a whole lot of time wasted while the Bristleback just says, thanks, I'm going to take this lane. You know, you take all the time messing about in that mid lane that you want, because I'm going to be here taking this lane, taking the gold, and taking the tower.
But still, cybercats are using the lack of mobility on the side of PuckChamp quite well. PuckChamp are working towards those timings on the Bristleback, and I remember the story about the mana burn. I expected the Slark to go for the Diffusal first, but he is gonna turn back for it. So the first, it's gonna be the Echo Saber just to give him a little bit more mana, and then he will go for the Diffusal. So the goal, I think, this game shouldn't be to kill the Bristleback, just make him unable to fight, make him unable to do the damage, and then just ignore him. Your supports are gonna be fine while you clean up the rest. But again, I'm liking what cybercats are doing. They're just running around the map, creating chaos, and that is something that PuckChamp don't deal well with. And now Malik,
the roar comes out.
The roar off.
Yeah, those familiars going to be coming in with the Inkswell there as well, so that is an easy gap close. Igor comes in, double damage rune comes out, and Malik goes back in the box.
cybercats did a good job in the previous game just killing the Beastmaster, but he was getting towers. This time around, he's not even getting towers. So he is getting some chip damage on it, but the longer that cybercats keep this tower on the top lane, the easier it will be for them, because what happens after that is that the Beastmaster overtakes your jungle. So right now we're seeing PuckChamp, they're like, okay, screw this, we cannot allow our Beastmaster to die any more times for the tier 1. We need to make something happen for him now. So they're gonna be coming there in full force, and DK Focus is looking very dead.
Yeah, the Mystic Flare comes out and Focus, he just goes down. That was a really quick. In fact, they might even be able to clean up these familiars. The one's gone, and that should be the 2. Yeah, gonna go down to Kalis, as well as Young G
bottom lane
and Astral on that rotation though. Can they get onto Krill yet? There's gonna be, yeah, the Inkswell does connect, and now they're gonna save. Well, the Pounce is gonna be within 2 seconds now as well. So the Dark Pack coming out. It looks like the Phantom's Embrace gonna keep him silenced. The TP was cancelled as well, so there's gonna be the rotation in from the Kunkka, but Krill just goes into the trees and TP's away. Okay. He's like, peace. They gave him the opener and he took it.
This is the problem when, you know, you're playing this kind of a mobile lineup. One bad move can open up the map completely for the other team. Look at what's happening now. The top lane is being pushed to tier 2. Tier 1 took so long to get pushed, and now the tier 2 is going to be taking some damage. While the Kunkka is defending the tier 2, the tier 1 will be taking some chip damage as well. So this is the problem. One bad move, and you know, there are going to be a few of those. You lose so much on the map. It can be frustrating, but still, cybercats are doing a decent job in this game. They're keeping themselves ahead. They're not slowing down the Bristleback, which can be a problem when he gets his Aghanims, but still, for now, they are actually reading the map quite well, getting kills. I think the safest move is always to just follow the Beastmaster and get him down. Cybercats.
They might try. No, it's going to be the TP away. Does he get caught out? It's not going to be caught out. The Remnant actually catches out the Doom, and Doom, it's going to be a quick one to Doom the Doom, and Doom couldn't get the Doom off, so no Doom for Doom. Just Doom.
Yep. And on the top lane, they caught the Beastmaster again, so despite PuckChamp getting a kill there in the mid lane, you're still gonna be missing a Beastmaster, and he's your fastest pusher. Luckily for them, it is the 15-minute mark, so the siege creep is there, and with Krillad being here, it's just way too hard for them to do anything. 40 seconds until the boat. This Bristleback is oh, actually, he's afraid of the Doom. He's afraid of the Doom, so he gets himself out. So again, it's going to be PuckChamp sending the Beastmaster to the top lane. No other thing for that, but you need to be responding to the kill on him a bit faster for that damage on the mid lane.
The X marks the spot. It was a little bit off the mark though, so he didn't get dragged back into the torrent. The Soulbind will come out though. Do they have enough damage to take him down? Looks like they might even be able to go back onto the Visage with the Remnant being dropped. It's going to drag the Visage back into danger. They get the kill and focus. He might even lose his familiars once again. Yeah, Young G able to clean both of those up, and that's going to get him ever closer towards this Aghanim Scepter. With Krilliat going for the same as well.
I think cybercats need to establish rules here. Our priority kill, Beastmaster when he's alone, and that's usually... Oh, they have the Diffusal Blade.
Are they going to try and go, though? They've got the slow out. He's just going to be moved away, and Bristleback will be safe. And you were talking about rules. I think cybercats need to give PuckChamp a safe word with the way this game's going at the minute.
The rule I was thinking about was just ignore the Bristleback, but that was before the Slark gets his Diffusal Blade. Maybe now you just get a few hits on him and you actually don't have to run away from the hero, you know? Still, I liked how they approached it. They were just defending the tower. They were not running towards the Bristleback. You could see the second you get yourself out of position against this hero, you're in trouble. So they should not do that any longer. Young G?
I'm just watching the lane being pushed in down the bottom, yeah. And Malik, meanwhile, he just moves himself right back up to the top. He's got the Wild Wing Ripper that was what pulled the Bristleback out of danger there with this hurricane, that pulled him out of the torrent towards the river, that maybe saved his life here after the Diffusal Blade did go off. Speaking about the hurricane, it's going to come back onto the Grimstroke. Grimstroke not going to be able to get himself away from this one. The Mystic Flood does get dropped. They claim an easy kill there onto the Grimstroke. And how's he looking? I mean, he's 2, 4, and 5. So not, I mean, he's a support. So you're not expecting massive amounts of kills on him. But it just seems to be that anytime anyone gets caught out of position on the side of cybercats, that it is the Grimstroke.
Okay, at least this game we're seeing H2O is maxing out the Stroke of Fate after the Inkswell. This is something that I like. You are playing against a lineup that you do need to outpush the lanes a bit more. You know, Doom, Visage, not really the greatest at outpushing lanes. You can send the familiars, but usually if you're DK focused, you want those to be close to you. But still, cybercats, they're quite nice in this game. The Kunkka is strong. He has an 8-second BKB. The Slark is getting his big items. He has 2 of those that can allow him to fight, and should be elusive enough to be able to escape the enemy. So this game cybercats, they don't have to fight. The Slark can just come to the fights later on, and during the downtimes between those fights, you're just spreading the map and catching heroes that are alone. Right now, they're using again the lack of mobility of PuckChamp and just going straight into the mid lane tower. 5 versus 5 might not be the greatest for cybercats, but when their enemies aren't in position, you can do this for sure.
Yeah, but this tier 1, it's going to mean that there's pressure being put onto the tier 2. Beastmaster's the only one here for now. It's going to be a 5-man smoke rotation. They want to be catching this. They want to be moving, but the Ducalis is already into the trees, TPing out. The Beastmaster's away anyway. They're both going to TP into this mid lane, and they're not going to catch this one. It's going to be... The pings are there roughly, but there's nobody left for cybercats to catch out.
That was a smoke under vision, literally under 2 wards they smoked up. So Slark, I like that Shigetsu is deciding to go for a BKB. If he had went for a Skadi, now with the Void Spirit having the Aghanim Scepter, that would be a very long time that he's actually susceptible to being silenced up when he's not paying attention and just dying. So I like the decision. He definitely needs that BKB to go in, drain the mana from the Bristleback, maybe kill a support or 2, and then just kind of set the terrain for his team, because you want the Slark to be able to go in and actually get a few hits before he has to pop his ulti.
Is this... That's the full Ags coming up for the Bristleback here. This means that, you know, he's going to have the AoE Viscous Nasal Goo. Oh, the jump in on the backlines now as well. I said the backlines, it's pretty much all of the lines as the Doom will go down. Soulbind comes out, so the Bristleback's going to be silenced out by the... I think they're going to have to do the damage to take him down. It looks like they get the drag back, though the road does come through onto the Kunk, because the damage isn't going to be there. The Doom now onto the Bristleback. Can they get the finishing touches here onto the Bristle, as he's just picked up that Aghanim Scepter, but the Mew is going to be keeping him from casting any spells. Astral gets the kill onto H2O. They do take down Krilliat eventually now as well. The damage onto the Viper. The Viper Torrent, is it going to be able to take Ducalis down? Ducalis looking to get away, but the Familiar's Ego is going to be able to claim that kill. There's going to be the dive away, but the Infernal Blade comes out from Malik. It's going to be the X marks the spot to drag back onto Astral, and Astral, he is going to be completely destroyed. And now, with only the Grimstroke down, 3 heroes down on the side of PuckChamp, it looks like cybercats, they want to be forcing something out.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Is it a Roche?
Okay.
Do you just move in with the Familiars now into the pit?
You definitely can. 15 seconds though. This lineup isn't the greatest at taking down. I guess the Visage Familiars actually do allow it. PuckChamp, if they get here in time, it's gonna be problematic. You are playing against the Beastmaster. The Hawk is already flying there. There's gonna be mass TPs. So this is a bit risky from cybercats, but Roche is dying fast. Still on the retreat, they're gonna be in a ton of trouble. With the Doom, they can kill the Bristleback, but without it, I'm just not sure they can do anything.
They do get it, the axes fly through, but just a little bit too low. He's dove in. They're going to be able to catch out the Void Spirit. Do they get the sounds? Do they have the damage? You're going to be able to take down the Grimstroke. It looks like was that follow of the Wraith Pact trying to get itself away. That's going to be an easy 100 gold here. Kriliat says he does take it down, but that's still an Aegis. Okay, you lose a Grimstroke, but he's dead for, what, 30 seconds at most, and you say, okay, by the time you're ready to fight again, he's going to be back up. All our items are going to be back and reset as well, so we have the Aegis. They now have the advantage.
That was so clutch. Right now, you have to go for PuckChamp. There is no Doom. You need to use the strength of your Bristleback. If you wait for the Slark to get the BKB, you can just sit on your Bristleback, take away his mana. Suddenly, your hero isn't going to be doing much. Okay, one more kill.
Speaking about not doing much, Focus will be taken away, so he's going to be sent back to the grave for the next 40 seconds. So he's going to have a little time out to think about just what he's done so far.
Yeah, definitely. Still, Doom up in 25 seconds. The Aegis is there on the Slark. We talked about the Slark needing to jump in, like kind of set the fight for his team. If you are insider, you're giving vision to your teammates. Your teammates don't have to go in immediately. That's going to be big because we talked about the double Doom and the Doom needing to jump in. If the Slark is strong enough to actually hold his ground, that can set up for a nice double Doom. But I think this Bristleback is always going to be your choice here if you're the Doom. The problem, of course, for cybercats lies in the fact that Doom now doesn't have a buyback. If they catch him out, if they kill him, then this Bristleback is just going to have free reign in the fight unless his mana gets completely taken away.
Yeah, and you can see the Bristleback going towards the BKB, like I say, so it's just going to offer a little less control. Like, the Doom can still do a job as Igor moves himself into the mid lane with the X marks the spot, so he's not going to get caught out, as the rest of the team were close to where he was being dragged back to. But what's it? I mean, you look at it. He's top of the net worth. We've not really talked a lot about his items, or at least I've not. He's got himself the AC. He's got the BKB there, going towards the damage coming through from the crit stick. But is this going to be enough in these fights? You know, because I mean, the BKB is down to 7 seconds now, so the control is still going to be there with the Raw. You know, do you need to get like a Lincoln Sphere on the Doom or a Lotus Orb or something like that? Because the Doom's going to be going towards an Axe.
Well, I'm okay is going for an Axe. You are gonna be completely countering the Bristleback. That is still the win condition for PuckChamp, you know? So, I'm okay with that. Kanka going for the AC definitely gonna help not only himself, but the entire team for the Bristleback damage. It's too much, and you know, a Grimstroke who has 6 armor, the Wraith Pact plus the AC, they give him so much in terms of survivability that he's going to be able to get his spells off. And Bristleback is going to be the hero that they catch, but they need the Doom.
Oh, is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The dragback does come through. They're going to be able to get right on top of him now as well. The torrent dragging him up into the air. Yeah, they're going to be able to get all 5 heroes onto him. And that was an easy kill there, going the way of cybercats. Dukal's got the TP. He's got the Glimmer Cape, so he is going to be fine. But that will now open up this tier 1 tower on the top lane. Stop this aggression pushing through. I mean, you've still got the Beastmasters cleaning up these creeps. From, like I say, the Beastmaster, the creep wave coming through. But that tier 1 will go down. Igor doesn't TP into cleaning out. And it's a little bit of pressure coming through, but with the catapult wave being here now, the TP in from the Grimstroke, yeah, he's going to be able to clean this one up easy.
That Bristleback being caught is quite unfortunate. That is without the Doom. You know, just goes to show that one... Oh, mid lane, Astral.
Shigetsu, he does get the Diffusal Blade onto Astral. One more right click, but he's in a little... He still has the Aegis. So, you know, even if he did get into trouble, it wouldn't be massive. He's already used the Shadow Dance, but the Aegis, he would have been able to get out with a pounce and a reset there.
Right now, PuckChamp, they need to be using that top lane. You know, send the animals there and just play off of that. They're not reading the map as well as they could, given the info that they have. So they're just assuming that cybercats are staying and farming. But cybercats are playing really well today. I'm impressed. I've watched this team in D2CL and they were not this good. Not in the last one, but in the one before that. I watched them. They were not this good. This is not an easy lineup to execute, mind you. When a lineup relies so much on mobility around the map, you have so many ways to make errors. But they're doing a good job. with very minimal mistakes, they are in a position that they're in. They played the lanes really well when they could. They got the targets really well with Igor. I think he went to the bottom lane once, but he was always just targeting the Beastmaster and protecting the top lane. That was really big as well. So they understood pretty much everything that they needed to do. They understand who they need to doom, how they need to approach fights, how they need to create space around the map, and they are doing so perfectly. As soon as they push out the mid and the bottom lane, they smoke the top. They will not allow the top lane to get pushed in, because that's the only play that PuckChamp can make.
It looks like the smoke comes out, but there's going to be the TP back to the outpost here. Maybe they saw something there. They didn't see anything under the wall. They didn't get any vision from that. We'll see Malik now, though.
PuckChamp are blind. They are blind completely. They don't see anything other than what the Hawk is giving them in terms of vision. And when you have a lineup that actually relies on good vision and, you know, good escape mechanism on the Void Spirit as well, and you cannot leave your base, you know that something is really wrong. There is a 5k gold lead on cybercats, but right now, they're so much stronger. And the main thing is they're not even that strong inside of a team fight. They understand how they need to control the map. With this kind of a control, they're just going to be getting farther and farther away in farm.
Yeah, and like you say, it's only a 5k net worth lead for now. The Doom's going to go top as well, just to clear that one out with the Scorched Earth, but the X marks the spot, does drag him back, so it's not going to be a big reprieve here from the side of PuckChamp. They're still under pressure, and it kind of gets hard because, like you say, the top lane gets pushed out. So if they try and go and farm that, then it just opens up a smoke rotation opportunity here for cybercats. So they need to maybe look for a fight, look for a pick-off, and Shigetsu's going to be the only one showing.
And Shigetsu now has a gem, so they understand this is a vision game. If PuckChamp don't have better vision, their lineup just does not work. They need to see where the enemies are so they can go around that mobility that the Slark actually gives them. Even the X mark and go back, and you know, even the Visage is just a pretty fast hero, especially when he's sending in the familiars. So everything is being taken away from PuckChamp right now. What you have for you? Oh, they went for the Slark.
They're going to be able to get the dive, but the Doom comes out onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit's going to be the Soulbind now as well, but the BKB comes out. The Roar on the back lines now onto the Gunker, but the damage, it's still going to be there. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Viper, and now, well, the BKB is going to be wearing off the Krilliak. Can they chase onto Phasor? He's going to be slowed down. Do they have the damage to get the kill? It looks like Phazor's going to go down to Malik and those axes, and Krilliak, he wants to carry on going here with the AoE. He's got those nasal goose. He's got the quill sprays going. Are they going to be able to do the damage? He's going to be slowed down. He's going to be trying to get himself away from this, but the damage is going to be way too much, and cybercats are going to be able to take him down. Doom is going to buy back, get himself into this fight.
That was without the Silver Edge? What? This Bristleback, he's paper. He is literally paper. There's so much damage on the side of cybercats. You know, the last thing that I want to say there, what is left for PuckChamp is teamfight, but they can't even teamfight right now. Look at, they're being destroyed.
Yeah, you can see Malik just goes down. There's going to be the Mystic Flare coming through, so they do get the kill into Shigetsu. But the chase Astral, he's going to be the next target. Youngji comes back in. But what are they going to be able to get out? Oh, there's going to be the Viper Strike onto the Kunkka. They are going to be able to get the kill into the Kunkka. Ducalis claiming this one. It should be the Grimstroke going down next as well, with the Nether Toxin being down. One more right click. Ducalis picks himself up the double kill. Can he get Phasor? Because Phasor bought back into this. I don't know why he bought back, but he did buy back, and now he's going to be caught out. Remnant will be the right click. Is it going to be the triple here for the Viper? It's going to be Youngji. Picks up the dieback on the Doom.
I just want to see how much damage Youngji did there. The Slark kind of underestimating the damage that the Skywrath Mage and this Void Spirit can do. This is the thing. This is what would have happened if he didn't go for the BKB, the Mystic Flare onto the ground, the Nether Toxin on the ground, and just all of these spells going for him. He didn't have the ulti, but even if he had it, the Nether Toxin just wouldn't have allowed him to heal. So now the Slark probably understands just how hard it is for him to do anything. He's gonna be going for a Satanic. I'd like to see the Shard first. Keeping not only yourself safe, but also your teammates is gonna be a big deal. That was a dive from cybercats that you just shouldn't make. You won the fight. You have the winning recipe there for you. You're controlling the entirety of the map, and you just need to wait a little bit more for the perfect opportunity. Roche would be a perfect opportunity, but with the tier 2 down now and the top outpost taken, it's actually PuckChamp that have better control, and we talked about them. They need better vision. Well, with the top lane constantly pushed in, and the Beastmaster just sending his animals to push in, it's gonna allow PuckChamp to have that vision. So very unfortunate timing for the side of cybercats, and this is where you see that this team doesn't have a lot of experience.
Just look at how quickly this Roche is going down here as well. It's gonna be I assume Beastmaster with a shot. Yeah, Beastmaster with a shot. So he's going to have the dive bomb hawks coming out. Aegis goes the way. Oh, they're going to be able to get the dive bomb. Let's go to the soulbound coming through. Can they get a quick kill onto this Viper? They will be able to. Krillyak, he's not had this Aegis for even a minute, but the hawk dives in onto the Visage in the background. And Krillak's just going to be able to go for the right clicks and take down Focus.
Doom on the Void
will be taken away. They're going to be able to go to get the Doom on the Void. The damage is going to be up for Krillyak. He says, I've got this Aegis and I'm damn well going to use it. They get the kill onto the Kunkka now as well. Are they going to be able to pop that Aegis? It looks like the Glimmer Cape keeping Krillyak alive for a little bit longer. The TP away, H2O, no, Krillyak gets that kill. No TP away there for you.
That looked scary for PuckChamp for 1 second, but still, not losing the Aegis is actually gonna be quite big. Fezor, okay, he will be surviving this one.
Yeah, the Hawk wasn't there to get the dive bomb off. He was just able to get the TP away.
Usually, long, drawn-out fights are what favor the Slark. He bought the shard. Okay, so he understands it's very hard for him to fight on the back of just one Shadow Dance. I would go as far as to say I'd love to see a refresher on the Slark instead of the Satanic. I think it's the better way to go. The double BKB, the quadruple ulti, if you will, for Shigetsu would just be amazing. But for now, he's not thinking about it. At least something we can read from his quick buy. Shigetsu.
He's going to be able to get the leap away. Is he going to go back in? He's going to go back in. He gets the Diffuser Blade. Again, Krillyak, 3.5 minutes on this Aegis. So he's just going to say, well, again, come at me. He's going to be throwing out the Quill Sprays. He's going to be doing damage onto the Street Wave. The tier 2 tower's going to be under a lot of pressure. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage. In fact, the Viper Strike comes out. Shigetsu just has to pounce himself away. Wants to go back in with the Inkswell. With this tier 2 tower, it's getting low. Not going to be able to take it down, but that's still, it puts it in the danger zone.
Yeah, you do want to protect that tower with everything you have. Playing against the Beastmaster lineup, and again against the lineup that should have superior vision, you don't want all of your outer towers gone, because it's just gonna allow PuckChamp to do whatever they want. And now PuckChamp, they're going for smoke. They're hoping that cybercats are gonna disperse right now to outpush the waves, but with the top lane not being pushed out that far, I think cybercats are gonna be in a good position, and you can see that they're holding it. They know this is our place to fight.
I love that as well from Shigetsu. He had the gem. I think he saw the Hawk, so he just primed that Dark Pact. And as soon as the Hawk came in for the dive bomb, it hit, and then it was immediately purged off the stun.
PuckChamp, what you do now is you go towards the top lane and you force cybercats to get out of that. You leave one support so that if they smoke, that he is the one just tanking that one and dying, understanding that the Slark doesn't have a Shadow Blade, you're gonna be safe. But right now I want PuckChamp to force in the mid lane, force in the top lane, and force cybercats to get out of this position. In that position, even with an Aegis, I wouldn't recommend fighting. Though he doesn't care.
Though, yeah, I mean, Krillak's going to be coming in. He's trying to take out those familiars. There is a double damage rune in the river there as well. So, did he give that over to the Void? The Void's going to see it. He's got that bottle, yeah, so he's going to be the one that picks that one up as he get in. But there is going to be the pounce away here from Shigetsu. So Krillak, he's looking pretty big with those 9 stacks of the Warpath coming through. And Young G with the E-Blade there as well. I want to go. It's going to be the slow to Krillak. Krillak going to be dragged back by the X Marks the spot. Doesn't want to use that BKB just yet. Again, a minute and a half on that Aegis. So Krillak trying to do what he can, using up all of that mana.
I don't know why PuckChamp are doing this. They are literally, they have a clean path towards a positioning advantage in this game, and they're not doing it. Just push in top, make sure that cybercats get themselves away. You leave a support in the jungle, so once the smoke comes out, because cybercats will be smoking, make no mistake, and you break up the game. You just break up the game. But what they're doing right now is, we have the Aegis, we are stronger, but in Dota, everything is about positioning. When core items are there on both teams, which is always going to be the case 35 minutes in a relatively equal game, you just want to use the positioning advantage. And PuckChamp, they have heroes to secure it, and they're not doing it. That's why this Aegis for them just isn't giving them much fruit.
And that's... Is the Doom... What's his courier? No, okay. I thought, because the Doom shifted over... okay. So he's going to keep the point booster as a casual point booster. He's shifting over that Ogre Axe into a BKB and not the Aghanim Scepter here. I guess just to make sure he's got the chance to get the Doom off, you know, so he doesn't get caught out, locked down, and killed off here on that Doom. H2O. Oh, they're hunting. I think they see Astral here. They might be able to. The Diffuser Blade comes out. Yeah, Astral will be caught out. One more right click should be enough, and Shigetsu gets himself the 13th stack of the game.
I actually don't like that he used the Depth Shroud. That is a big cooldown. I'd rather he used the Shadow Dance. the depth shroud itself, but either way it's not gonna make that big of a impact. And now PuckChamp, you see, you had your chance. Now all of the lanes are gonna start pushing in. This is the thing, that you don't hold the tactical advantage any longer because you didn't use it at the point. And this is Dota. This is about timings. It's not only about timings when you can fight effectively. It's about using the timings when the enemies don't want to fight you and pushing them in a position where they might have to, in a position that is unfavorable for them. So now with cybercats pushing in more and more lanes, they're gonna be able to use the mobility of their heroes once again.
I love the stun animation on the Kunkka, where he's just, you know, lazily waving his head there as he got stunned by the Hawk. Coming up onto that high ground, though, the fight is going to break out. It looks like, okay, these back themselves away. Both teams playing it safe. They don't want to overcommit. You know, they're being careful because, I mean, if cybercats lose a fight, even if they lose it on their own side of the map, it's still a chance that then they lose a tier 3. They might even lose a lane of racks off that.
Shigetsu bought a Moonshard and he doesn't have a buyback, potentially 2 minutes before Roche. Oh.
And he's going to go as well. The stun comes in from the Hawk. Is he going to be able to do the damage? It looks like Krilliat's just going to back himself away, yeah. And like you said, well, he got off. Does he consume that, or does he just sell the Echo Saber, do you think?
You don't want to consume it. 140 attack speed is just so much more than 60. You know, it's not even close. The problem I see though here for PuckChamp is that they're losing more and more ground. You're seeing how cybercats, they don't want to fight. They just poke and get back.
Oh, they get the world. The Mystic Flare comes off. Shigetsu, he gets the BKB. He's going to try and go for the chase. Do they have the damage to take out Malik? He's going to try and go in for Malik now as well. Turns targets, goes back on Skillia. And it looks like with the soul bind in the backlines, they're going to be able to catch out Dekalis. Dekalis will go down through the torrent, but do they have the damage again to go any further, because they've expanded a lot. And it looks like even Ego's just on the back line. He's just like, I'm not getting involved. I'm going to farm the creeps.
And you could see the desperation there from PuckChamp. They see an opportunity and they jump the Slark. The desperation comes out from, we're getting choked inside of our base. There is nothing that we can do. The triangle, most of it is taken. We're only holding this high ground with the vision, and we can't do anything about the Slark. We need to kill him. They jump in and he just reacts with a dark pack. The second he reacted was a problem. Oh, engagement again.
Fleur, they are going to be able to take down Focus. The Force Staff, it wasn't enough to save him. The X marks spot comes out, but will be there now as well. The Doom will be used onto the Void Spirit. They might be able to take him down. Yeah, they could be the pounce in now as well. The damage coming through onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit's not going to be able to get himself away from this. What are they going to be able to do? Then they're going to be able to turn back around if they want to, but that is going to be the death of the Doom now. Shigetsu's going to be able to come in with that Shadow Dance. He's doing the damage. He's going to be able to take down after the turn. They go back onto the Bristleback. Bristleback, he is going to be slain. And Malik, the only survivor that lives to tell the tale. Even the ward's going to be taken down here, and this should be an open tier 2 for the side of cybercats.
This could be a high ground push. Okay, it is definitely going to be with the Slark having 27 stacks of Essence Shift. He's going to be taking all of those things down. Malik, no BKB for 2 seconds. He's dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be another permanent one. Up to 34 on the temporary Essence Shift stacks. And the tip's even going to be used. The Beastmaster does buy back. The Bristleback is the only one with a buyback. But this is going to be a lane of racks. The big man's going to be up in 59 seconds as well. The Roar comes out onto the Kunkka. The Kunkka going to be taking tower shots. But Shigetsu just moves himself down towards this tier 3 on the bottom lane. Look at how quickly he's attacking through this. With yeah, he did. Who did he give the gem to? He moved it over onto H2O. And now the attack speed coming through from Shigetsu. He just rips through towers.
He's even gonna go back to base. He wants the full mana for the potential fight that's gonna be coming out right now. PuckChamp, if they want to defend this, they might need to buy back on the Bristleback. And you don't want to be doing it 15 seconds before it's up. And now no Roar, they're aware of it. They get 2 lanes of racks. Next objective, Roche. What is left for PuckChamp? It is a team fight. Now they'll go for a desperation smoke, after which, if they lose the fight, they will be GGing out. And just why didn't they use their vision advantage? No one will ever know, but I came into this series thinking that PuckChamp are the superior team. After the plays in all 3 games, even the one that PuckChamp actually won, I'm like leaning so much towards cybercats that they're the better team. There's the smoke, and if PuckChamp get into a fight and they lose, they will be GGing out. There's nothing else left for them. We can see that even the buybacks are relatively limited.
Yeah, the smoke gonna come through here from PuckChamp up the river, because like you said, they know the next objective is the Roshan, so it's gonna be Krillia in the front line. So they're gonna be able to get the dive, they're gonna be able to get the roar off onto Ego. They claim that kill onto the Kunkka. The Kunkka has the buyback, and he's just gonna be able to get himself right back into this fight, like you say. Just that immediate buyback is gonna be the pounce away from Shigetsu, but now Krillia has to be careful because the Soulbind is on him. So if he gets too close to his team members, he might put them in trouble like this. There will be the bind, but it immediately wears off. But right back into the pit they go. At least for Shigetsu.
They have one more smoke. They have one more smoke from PuckChamp. They need to go again. This is really good. They got a kill on the Kunkka. That's the best one you can hope for. If you kill him once again, it is going to be a problem. You can see now that this time around, cybercats are going to be waiting. This time they know what's coming. They can see all of the creeps in the lanes. And PuckChamp, if they want to fight, they're going to have to put themselves into a even worse position this time around. So go towards the high ground if you want to fight. That's going to be the name of the game.
Yeah, and you can see them, they're taking a little bit of time. There's going to be the smoke up on the side of cybercats as well on the high ground. The wards go down to Cast. He's going to be able to catch out. It's actually going to be the pounce back, but it's not going to be caught out anyway. Shigetsu with the BK, we're going to be able to go onto the Cast. There's going to be a lot of damage coming through. They're even going to be able to get the Hex off onto the Bristleback here. Bristleback trying to run himself away. There's going to be another Soulbind. He's going to be able to close to the Astral, and Astral will be able to keep the he just doesn't. I'm lost for words as the play-by-play. As he just delete them, the buybacks coming through here from PuckChamp. X marks the spot. Are they going to be able to go onto the Beastmaster? The Beastmaster is just trying to run for his life. The buybacks come through. PuckChamp, they know, like you say, this is last chance saloon here, and they want to go in with this with all that they got. There's a double damage rune on the bottom lane. Does Youngji try and check this because the creeps are pushing in? They're in the base. They're going towards the tier 4s. There's going to be double catapult in this as well, taking down the building. So again, you have to commit or get off the pot here if you're PuckChamp, because you're going to be losing your tier 4s.
Cybercats are committing a little bit more than they actually need to. They want to win the game right now, but they can actually wait for the enemies to go towards the bottom lane. But they are going to give them a fight.
They're going to be able to get themselves in. The Aegis will be picked up here. It's going to be going the way of Shigetsu, and that is going to be the death of the Bristleback. He's already bought back. Astral goes down there as well. The back lines, are they going to be able to take down the Void Spirit? I don't really think it matters too much. Youngji, he will go down. It's going to be 4 heroes dead. Yeah, the creeps are in the base. They're doing the damage. They're taking the tier 4s, and soon so will Cybercats. Malik, going to be the last death of this game. It's going to be a full 5-man wipe to end this before the GGs come out, and Cybercats, super impressive, take this game. They take the series 2-1, and the first game was great, but they just look so resilient in this third game.
Yep. Given that I praised them a second ago, let's give them a little bit of a flame here. Cybercats, I think it would have been safer for them. They gave a chance to PuckChamp, no matter how slim it was, by even engaging with them. What you do in those kind of scenarios, you just don't engage with them. You wait on the high ground, and then PuckChamp would run into the high ground and get destroyed. That's something that you see in Tier 1 games, because a team knows they have to fight. And when you know that your enemies know they have to fight, you just put yourself in a position where you can never lose it. But they were constantly poking at Roach. They were trying to force PuckChamp into a fight, even though the creeps themselves would have forced PuckChamp to do it. So Cybercats being a little bit too eager there to finish off the game. Of course, it does work out, given that the lead for them was just immense. But that is a little tiny thing that I think you can improve. That sometimes, very rarely, but can cost you games. Overall, though, Cybercats, I have to take my hat off for them. They impressed me. They have really gotten better right now. I'm not sure if Cybercats have gotten really good, or if PuckChamp just aren't looking like themselves right now. They had such a great run like a year ago, but now they're just getting beat in Division 2 by Cybercats, who were an unknown team just a few months ago.
Yeah, and that is going to be it, guys. So that is going to be the full... I mean, it's been a long day. We had a series this morning, a long break, and we were back for the series tonight. So that is going to be it for myself and Hurry Freak. You can find us both on Twitter, at Robin Roll and at Hurry_Freak, if you want to check us out. We are going to be doing more throughout the D2CL. I think there's going to be more on Sunday for the Division 2, if I remember the schedule. I'm not sure who's covering that though, but there's going to be more Division 1 going on for the rest of the week, so don't forget to tune in onto BTS and check that out. But for now, that is going to be it for us. Thank you for tuning in, Hurry Freak. Thank you for joining me for this cast, and we are going to be saying goodbye, and we will see you next time.